Hi, friends. Welcome back. Welcome to another wonderful... Oh, hello! Apparently there's enough of you who are here who are doing fun things that we're getting a hype train. This is a first in my channel.
Hype train!
Welcome. We are here because we are crazy, crazy folks and we love The Witcher and we want to play some more Witcher and I have a fun story to tell you. So welcome to the premiere episode of Witcher Roads Home. And I'm going to go around and let the players introduce themselves. And then we will get into the fun things where I describe all of the important things that are important. And then I will let you start with that. So first up, hey Billy. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me every week until the end of time.
Always, always.
That was some sort of demon contract that you signed, wasn't it, Billy?
We're not supposed to talk about it.
Oh,
Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about it, but I did sign a demon contract. With a contract with a demon. The contract is a normal contract. With a demon.
Yeah.
Excited to step back into the world of The Witcher. Using a brand new character than what you may have seen the last time we've streamed. These fine faces have streamed a Witcher game on a Wednesday. I am playing a Dwarven. In the game classifies him as a doctor, but he is a healer. He's a little bit of a recluse. Big fan of herbs and maybe some spices, but kind of pushed himself away out of society after, as one does when you're sick of city life and don't like being around people that often. Still very empathetic, still very kind, but where we begin this adventure, my character Ardzo will be looking for a blacksmith with a specialty in locks, perhaps manacles.
You don't need a blacksmith for that.
And then what do you need?
Well, I mean, all sorts of people can open locks. I mean, people with legitimate, for example,
Trooper.
locksmiths.
Trooper, you're assuming that he wants to open locks.
Oh.
That's a bold assumption of you.
So I'm sorry. I'm just used to people saying like, "Hey, could
We
you
don't
open up
kink
this
shame.
locked?" No, I just thought that he wanted to open up a locked thing that needed to be opened.
Yeah, but
No,
you
sometimes things need kept in one place.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't know anything about that part though.
So, yes. And next up, the wonderful, the fabulous, the absolutely gorgeous, and I am very impressed with her abilities to design fabulous, wonderful costumes. The wonderful Lindy. Hey, Lindy.
Hi, I'm very excited to be here playing more Witcher because honestly, I feel like my 2020 in RPGs was basically just a love letter to RTalsorian games because I just love this game. But yeah, I'm not going to be playing a peasant or a sorceress or a healer like you may have seen me play in other Witcher games. This time, I can say that I actually get to be a Witcher. So, I know it's a big step for me. I've got a fun eye patch I'm very excited about. I've got a little amulet, which I'm not going to show you guys yet because you don't know what school I'm in. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm so happy to be playing with these wonderful people. They're some of my favorite people. I can't wait to see what stories we tell. Brenna is her name, and she's just a Witcher, She's just getting monster parts and killing monsters and things, and maybe acquiring monster parts for people. We'll find out more.
Like you do. And then certainly, last but certainly never least, never at all, the fabulous, the wonderful, the ostentatious. Hey, Trooper.
Perhaps. Hey, I'm Trooper SJP, and so I'm so excited to be here with this crew. I'm really excited to do a really exciting 3-player RPG. I feel like we're going to get such intense RP, and it'll be really intimate and very cool. And I'm very excited for the stories that we will play. The last Witcher game I was in, I was playing someone who was a bit out of time, like, 230 years old, but kind of asleep for most of it, and a noble, and a person who really believed in, the law and doing things honorably and the right way, And I'm playing the exact same character. Yep. The person I'm playing also believes in the law.
I would like you to turn your head like 30 degrees to the right. Just 30. Yeah, exactly the right same character. Exactly the same character.
And also there's a boy band vibe going on. That is entirely possible. And my character clearly would never do anything illegal. Yep.
Or immoral,
yes.
or
nope. Would never, nope. It just really, my character is how in The Witcher, if you've not played the game or looked at the rule book, I suggest you do so. It's very good, and you can probably get it from RPG on PDF in an exciting way.
If you check in the chat right now, RTalsorian Games has their own site, and you can get the hardcover, including the brand new, just released this year,
the hardcover really
copy
pretty.
Of The Witcher's
That's my
Journal.
hardcover copy.
Right? Yeah.
Hashtag totally not sponsored, but yes.
But yes.
Somebody sponsored this woman. My character is
sponsored twice.
Sponsored twice. Like, my character is unfortunately my profession is just not in the book, but I am just a jewel crafter.
I believe everything you say, Trooper, and I would feel just horrible if I found out that, I don't know, maybe you were lying to me.
Yeah.
Because, we have such an honest and open relationship, Trooper.
Yeah, let's just go with jewel crafter for the moment.
Yeah,
let's just go with that. Yeah,
Great.
just jewel crafter. That's
Love it.
I would like to point out that the class craftsman is in the core rulebook of the Witcher TTRPG.
This is true.
Yes, like there's like a blacksmith sort of person in there.
Or just general craftsman, any craft that you choose. But that's where we're gonna switch things up a little bit. It'll be fine. Hi all, welcome. I'm your friendly neighborhood Prax. This is my channel, Praxgorth Esmeophoria, as you see me around here on Twitch, and thank you all for coming to this wonderful, wonderful premiere night. Yes, we are playing the Witcher TTRPG from our dear, dear friends over at RTalsorian Games. Hashtag not sponsored. But yes, like Lindy, I can just say that most of my games this year have either been Green Ronin or Talsorian. And they write really good games. So. Well, thank you, Coldrake. Thank you, Atomica. But yes, also, I would like to give the most epic and appreciative of shout-outs to the wonderful Pope World Build for being on top of all of the wonderful, announcements and things.
Being our hype man.
Being the hype man of extremes. We love you for that. Thank you.
The best in the industry, hire him.
Yes, do. Hire him. I mean, like...
And play games with him, because
and play games with him. Yeah, I can confirm that, because playing with Pope is always fun. But I have some wonderful things to say. We are not sponsored by RTalsorian, but that does not mean that you can't just use !game, and that will bring you to tell you what wonderful game we are playing tonight, and bring you to their wonderful website where you can see if you can buy your own copy of the Witcher TTRPG or any of the other wonderful games that they run. Thank you again for that hype train success. This is actually kind of really cool because I've never had one of these. So yay. And then also I'm
level 2 hype.
Yes, level 2 hype. We are hype. It is much of the hyping. We appreciate it. I also wish to say I have activated the certain commands that will pop up as we come through. But I wish to remind everyone in chat and online, we are playing The Witcher. This is a dark fantasy game. And true dark fantasy because death and dismemberment and creepy, creepy shit. So that's your warning. But we're also playing Witcher 230, 240 years before the first Witcher game, before the books of Geralt of Rivia take place, in the year 1050, when the golden age of Witchers has just begun. The continent is dark and full of monsters in the night. But the individual realms have not decided to fight themselves. The tensions are growing between the elven territories in the east and the eastern expansion of kingdoms such as Redania or Temeria. Nilfgaard is but a very poor southern kingdom in the buttfuck south of nowhere. Literally. No one really cares much about that. They care about getting through the night. And that's why you have a Witcher. To help you come through the night. Or the day. So we're going to start tonight looking as our camera pans down on the small town, well, of Kagen in Adarn, east of Sodden, a place that will have some great import in about 200 years as there's a battle fought over a bridge and 14 sorceresses survive or die as the stories go. But that's not tonight's story. Tonight's story is the past. In this small town of Kagen. And we are going to focus in on a dwarf entering this town. It's about a couple hours after midday, maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The river flows south from here. The rolling hills and open plains, spotted occasionally with corpse of trees. It's a difficult journey to this town, as Yiskith has, well, it's a swamp. No one really wants to go near that swamp. Crab spiders, you know. Not a fan of crab spiders myself. But this dwarf is making his way towards this town. Billy, what do we see?
You see me, Ardzo, clad in furs and pieces of clothing that it looks like he obviously made himself or pilfered from other people who died in the forest. He has straps from his body onto things that he would use to spend the night, like a bedroll, rations of food, a couple skins of water, and he has thick, dark hair right in the front. It's just starting to recede a little, and it's tied back. You would see that he doesn't tend really to the way that he looks. There's stray twigs in his beard. His hair is tied back, and there's a clean line from where he cuts it himself with his own blade. As he approaches this town, he starts to get the lay of the land and observes how many people are moving in and out, and when would be the best time for him to move between ongoers. If there's a silent moment where people aren't entering or leaving the town, he would make his way through the town and politely find someone that deals in metalworking.
It's easy to do. It's colder. There's a chill in the air. It's the end of summer. Actually, it's almost winter by this point. If one were to consider the calendar. It's, the 9th day of Imbolc. The festival will be tomorrow, holy day, around the new moon. People are busy, but not many people out. It's chilly, even as south as this gets. And by south I mean north of, well, what will be the Nilfgaardian Empire. But now is, north of Toussaint. In Adern. Nice chill in the air, it's crisp. The people themselves who see you kind of nod in recognition of you, but don't bother you per se. You are known, but not of the town. The blacksmith's shop is just off the town square, the marketplace, which, although the stalls are built and open, don't really seem to have many people today. It's not really market day. And a figure, male, dwarf, strong arms, slightly tall for a dwarf, with uniquely close cropped beard and long dark, ginger hair. He stands behind his anvil. You can hear the sounds of the smithy pounding away. He looks up, almost sensing your presence there. Looks at you, kind of gives you a subtle smile. But doesn't stop his work and just kind of waits for you to engage.
He'll sense that he's continuing with his work, but he would feel it rude to interject. So he shuffles his feet and stands there as this smith is working. After an unusually long time, like 45 seconds of him just standing there and observing, he would lean in slightly.
He would kind of sigh and wait and look at you and turn and raise an eyebrow and just kind of be like, "Well, what do you want, brother?"
Good afternoon. I am wondering if you happen to have what did they call them here? Manacles?
Did you break the last ones?
They rusted through. I left them outside. It is not your fault. I'm sure your craftsmanship is very good. I should not leave them in the rain.
No, you should not leave them in the rain. They are not made for the rain. If you need ones made for the rain, I will make you ones made for the... You are my brother and I love you, Ardzo, but no. Don't leave these in the rain. Do you need me to make ones for the rain?
Can you do it today? How quickly can I get those?
I can get you regular ones today, but I need... Why do you need manacles today?
I for chickens. They run around my cabin. They're big chickens. Can I just please get the manacles today, please?
Okay, I can get you manacles today. But they are not going to be waterproof. I'll get you fancy waterproof ones later.
Okay, then I will take what I can today, please. Thank you.
Okay. And your brother looks at you and kind of gives you this side eye of like, I'm not going to ask why you're manacling your chickens, but I firmly and fully believe that you are manacling your chickens. And just shakes his head as he goes back to work.
How have you been? How has business been during the cold months?
It has been okay. The Merrick came through the other day. You know Merrick. He's down from Belhaven and in Toussaint, and his sister and, well, his wife, not his sister, his brother-in-law, his wife's brother, has banned him from Mahakam, and now there's this whole thing where he can't actually go to Mahakam, and so he's stopping here. You should come visit. You should come with us the next time we go drinking. He'll be here in about a month.
I don't. I have not drank in a while, so I. Well, anyways, it is good to see you. But I enjoy where I'm at. I don't think I would like to go. No offense.
Just to the tavern, just across. It will be fun. Okay.
I mean, if I show up, I show up. Is what I'm saying to you. I don't count on it, though. Okay, I don't want to see you disappointed.
Okay. I will promise not to be disappointed.
How are the humans treating you?
They're humans. They pay. They don't really pay a lot of attention, but they pay well. That mage down the hill. He's doing some weird shit.
Does this mage have a name?
Javik.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought he might have moved on. Yeah, I haven't been around very much, so people come and go. Thought maybe another one stopped by. They all have motives and intentions and grand schemes, and I don't want to get involved.
No. This one is just... He's doing experiments. He ordered a thing that was a square, but had a... It looked like a distillery, but it wasn't. It was supposed to be more blunt on top, and I don't know. It is. They are.
You made it for him? He bought it from you?
Yes, he wanted it in silver. Paid cash.
Wow. Well, just make sure I've got the manacle market on lockdown, okay?
You are the only one I know who orders manacles. Well, let me rephrase that. Only one other than Baron Chernoff who has ever ordered manacles. And... I mean, the Baron is a Baron. And I kind of figured what he's using the manacles for, and I don't want to know what you are using the manacles for.
It's nothing serious, so don't, no big deal. Just manacles. And he, looks around. Just manacles, You never know when you might need, a pocket knife.
Manacles are a pocket knife now.
Well, okay, if somebody comes and breaks into my cabin in the middle of the woods, I'm not going to kill them, but I do want to know why that they were trying to break in, It's a better alternative.
Okay. I'm not going to ask.
Okay, well, do you have them handy? Do you need some time to make them? What?
Give me about an hour.
An hour, okay.
I need to reattach some things and finish things.
Okay, do you want me to grab you anything from the baker while I'm out?
I mean, I would not turn down a croissant.
Why can't you just have bread? Why does it have to be fancy bread?
Because the fancy bread is tasty. Have you not been down to Toussaint? Merrick brought me this fancy croissant that had this sweet filling on its side. It was very, very good. It was butter and sweet filling and bread and just all of it.
Hey, I'll pass, thank you. But I'll see if they have croissants, and if they don't, I'm just going to get you bread, so you better eat it.
I will eat anything I appreciate. And he kind of looks at you with this look of like, I want my croissant, but I'll take it because you're my brother and I love you.
Good. And then he'll take a coin from his pouch and flick it onto the ledge of the stall and wander off to find the baker.
As the camera pans away from Ardzo working his way south from the forge with its fire glowing through this small town towards the bakery where it smells. You can just smell this baking bread permeating the air. And the camera pans to another figure as it moves south to a figure on a riding on a horse approaching from the south as this town is kind of built up on these small elevation, and the only way to really enter the town is on the, this one point of a ramp. This figure on a horse. Lindy, what do we see?
You see Brenna, a witcher. She's riding on a horse. It's a very good horse. And she herself is wearing a black cape, cloak, hood down, because it's, it's decent weather today. It's got a beautiful silver cloak pin with an amethyst gem in the center. And right next to that, she has her witcher medallion of a cat on. And beneath the cloak is a purple, kind of like a purple gray, no sleeves, because sleeves are for suckers, high-low dress that is definitely got a lot of swamp mud on it right now. And over the dress, around to the waist, she's got, looks like it's maybe a bit more for supported structure than anything else, but like a leather, almost like a belt battle corset type thing, also in black. She's got tall black boots on, and her hair is very dark brown but completely white streaked. And it doesn't look like it's from age. It looks like it's always been that way, because it's in her eyebrows, it's in her hair, and she's got it braided up in buns and a little halo braid right in the front. And an eye patch as well over her left eye as she rides up, and she kind of gives the horse a little pat. She's cleaned up a little bit, but she's fresh from hunting spider crabs in the swamps, so she's definitely not peak cleanliness at this moment in time. She washed her hands, brushed off what she could, but there's only so much you can do about spider crab guts. And her horse is also a very dark brown, almost black, with white streaks in its mane and tail as well. It's almost like they're a pair. And she kind of just pats it affectionately with her one gloved hand as she rides up to town. Almost there. Oh, and she's got pointed ears. She looks like an elf.
Mm-hmm. Those very pointy ears are very distinctive as you ride into town. It's cold, but you don't really feel that chill. You're a witcher. You're used to it. How long has it been since you've been on this road?
Well, I imagine it's been a while. She's been in the swamps for probably a couple of weeks. Let's say a month. Let's say it's been a month. She went out, found the spider crabs, murdered a bunch of them, harvested parts, packed them all up, kind of cleaned off, and is now back. It's probably been about a month since she's been on this road.
So, you make your way towards town, riding up along this small ridge, this small path to the main portion of town. You can smell in the late afternoon as the sun is setting that scent of freshly baked breads. Not just hearty rye or full wheat, but sweetbreads. There's something buttery on the air.
Ugh. It's definitely tempting, but she has to drop off these parts first. Well, maybe she can get a croissant and then drop off the monster parts. It's on the way.
And do you know where you're going to drop off these monster parts?
That's a good question. She knows who hired her. The question is, does she know where they live? Maybe she'll ask the baker for verification. There can't be more than one mage in this town.
Definitely, probably not. I mean,
It would be a shock if there was.
A small peasant town like this in southern Adarn, out in the middle of, well, there's a river. That's about it. And it's on the road to Toussaint and Belhaven.
She's more familiar with those than she is this place, but it's been a while since she's been that far south.
Thank you, Coldrick. But you make your way to the bakery in town. It's easy to smell. It's distinct right off the road.
Yeah, I don't need directions to that. I can just smell my way there.
Yeah, you can.
Follow your nose.
Follow your nose. You see a rather bedraggled, road-weary, lives in the backwoods kind of dwarf. Approaching the bakery just at the same time you do.
How convenient. What a coincidence. She'll dismount from her horse. He's a good boy, so she doesn't have to, like, you know, I think she maybe just kind of tosses the reins over, like, doesn't even have to be a hitching post, just a tree branch, doesn't even tie it, because he will stay there, because he is a good boy.
I am contractually obligated. Have you ever found him on rooftops?
You know, there was this one time, but they were really low houses, so that could have been the case.
You know those
but,
sod houses that you kind of just like...
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. So only once.
This one time in Skellige?
Yeah, and she'll kind of she'll get the door, because she's got longer legs, so she might get to the door first before the dwarf does. She'll get the door for him.
Oh, no, I am good, thank you. After you. And then he'll take a couple of steps back and cross his arms, and then be suddenly interested in something else.
Oh, all right.
Oh, look, mushrooms.
Hey, Brenna.
Yes.
I need a roll from you.
What role would you like from me, GM?
I need an awareness, please.
I can roll that for you. Boop. 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 How about a 23?
Your medallion is vibrating.
Alright, if you insist, and she goes through. Kind of like, not quite backwards, but definitely doesn't do the full heel turn, just kind of. And she turns eye patch side in first, so she can keep an eye on you longer than if she turned this way.
He's really involved in trying to figure out where these mushrooms come from.
Mm-hmm. I'm really involved in getting a croissant.
A young human woman, well, not young, but not really old, that indeterminate age of, you know, adult, but been around for a while.
Less than 80, older than 15.
less than 60, older than
Okay.
20.
Okay. Oh man, even at Vega range, yeah.
Yeah, but then again, you're a witcher and an elf, so
It's hard to tell, you know.
she's not. She has long. Her hair is long and dark. It's kind of curly, kind of pulled back in these small braids that are kind of pulled out of her face. Her dress is covered in flour, but none of it's on her face, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah,
she kind of looks.
I understand. I've got monster guts all over my dress, but none of it's on my face.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
yeah, exactly. I get it.
So she kind of looks up as the door opens and smiles at both of you. Can I get you something, then?
Yes, the smell of the baking bread, I could not resist. What do you have?
We have some fruit turnovers and some fresh bread, and I've got some good scones. There are a couple good scones. No, berry, if you want. There's a couple croissants left.
I will
the morning.
take a croissant and a turnover, please.
An apple or pear?
Pear.
Of course, ma'am. And
Thank
you,
you,
sir, as she kind of looks behind Brenna at this dwarf that's coming in, that level of professional retail experience, just knows when a customer has entered, even if they're hiding.
He would not have entered after Lindy has entered. He would have. He's trying to figure out this mushroom situation. He has, as an herbalist, he's trying to figure out what kind of properties it may have, and if he knows what kind of properties it have, lecture a passing young child about the properties of said mushroom.
Well, can I get a wilderness survival then?
You sure can. That is under. Yep, I know where I see it now. 22.
Yes. You are very familiar with this particular mushroom. It is actually very useful in your production of your other means of financial support.
One of many, I am a talented man.
Very talented, as we say. It would actually be very useful for you. They're rather large supply. Pristine condition.
He'll take his stubby fingers and dig into the earth around where the mushroom has laid root and take the entire piece of dirt with the mushroom, and this one's getting its own pouch. And open up the mouth of the pouch wide and put it in, cinch it shut, and it's like, normally, and he'll say this out loud, it's like, normally if there's one, there are several. They grow in ranks. So he's going to search around that area of town for others like it.
So you don't come in to the bakery. You don't get your brother a very fine croissant. You are distracted by mushrooms. Inside the bakery, we're going to retcon the fact that the young woman inside the bakery did not become distracted. She brings you a very fine, very fresh pear turnover, a fresh croissant, kind of big ones that are almost the size of your head, kind of thing.
Beautiful. I will take those. Oh, thank you. How much?
4 copper.
Pay the nice lady.
What is it? It's
half crowns?
Half crown.
Half crown. Yeah, she'll pay the lady. Half crown.
As you leave, what would you like to do?
Well, she tucks the croissant under her arm, on like a cleanish spot. She tucks the croissant there, and she takes the pear turnover, and as she's stepping outside, she's pulling one of the baked pear slices out, and she's gonna feed that to her horse. And just looking, well, I do this, looking for the dwarf that she saw, who suddenly did not wish to go into the bakery for some reason. I probably see him digging up mushrooms.
You can roll me an awareness check.
I would love to. Oh no! I lose them. I'm so distracted by pastries. This pear turnover is so good. Oh.
The pear turnover is absolutely fabulous. Your horse. What is your horse's name?
My horse's name is Confidant.
Confidant is rather engaged in the pear and is looking kind of nudging at your side as you're looking around, kind of on your
I just keep
side,
pulling pear slices out as I'm like kind of like half looking, half eating. Like, oh, fine, here, another one. Okay, fine, another one. And then no, it's all gone now. You ate all the pears. There's no more.
We're going to pan the camera around as this witcher is distracted by her horse looking for a dwarf. A dwarf is hunting around looking for mushrooms. And there's another figure coming up from beside the river towards the main part of town. Rather, well, Trooper, what do we see? Is he jauntily approaching the center of town?
Well, I imagine I've been traveling some distance, so I imagine I'm on horseback, because I imagine I'm coming from down south. On this horse, you see an elf with sort of white hair with sort of black roots, and this is again not age, but just how his hair has always been. With two really deep dimples in his cheeks, and wearing actually fairly expensive clothing, sort of traveling clothing, but the clothing of somebody you would think of as being a very successful master merchant, sort of a clothing, like a good shirt and a good jerkin, a good traveling cloak, good boots of good quality, and a nose ring, a good sort of like a professional chain. I'd say probably like maybe like an ear cuff, like just a little things that sort of indicate this is a person who's a professional craftsperson. I would say like early 60s. So for an elf, that's still pretty good. It's like a hitting middle age. And in, with a good pack, looks like they're traveling and in a good mood, generally speaking. Sort of a person who does not look like they're new to this place. They've been here before, this out of the way sort of podunk place. They know where they're going. They know where they're headed. It's all very routine where they're going. But there's a bit of a whistle. He's whistling a bit. With a bit of a smile. It's like it's a great afternoon, right? It's a lovely afternoon. The cloak is keeping him warm, and like life is good.
So I am contractually obligated to say. So you're a right jolly old elf carrying a pack.
That is correct. I would think more pack or sack, whichever, is fine.
Okay.
Do you want to know anything about my horse?
I want to know all about your horse.
Dasher.
Dasher?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It's a good traveling horse, like it travels well, clearly. It's like a good day. It's a good day.
A good day as you make your way north towards where you see. Well, let me ask you to roll an awareness. Is this right jolly old elf carrying his pack on his horse Dasher?
I mean, I will say I'm not that old. Come on. I mean, I'm still in my prime. And I would
mean,
say
you're
that
not even 100 yet.
I'm not even 100 yet. And I would say that my elf is somewhat handsome, very, very good looking, shall we say. Might turn heads if you were into that sort of a thing. 23 awareness, but also eyes like a hawk.
Well, it's very good you have eyes like a hawk. You're very intrigued. You'll notice a couple things around town as you're coming through. You don't really have to go all the way into town to head towards your destination.
But I thought I'd pick up some things in the village on my way in. It's polite to bring things with you. You know what I mean? You don't want to fresh things.
Yes, you want to bring a gift to your host.
Mm-hmm.
Or hostess.
Mm-hmm.
You notice, number one, the first thing you notice right away is there is another large horse in this village. And not a workhorse.
Oh.
A very well-bred, very, very fine warhorse.
Warhorse?
One might even say, like, picture a Belgian Desetier.
I'm not paying attention, of course, with that 23. How expensive is the saddle? I'm just curious.
Ooh, your skills and awareness?
Mm-hmm.
I would say very, very fine. But well worn. Well cared for. Well expensive, but well worn. Not a showpiece. Whoever is riding this horse is, well, they ride this horse. It's not just, for marching around in a noble courtyard for a period of time. This is someone who lives in this saddle. Indeed, from your perspective, and as much knowledge as you have, you're pretty sure it's southern. Quite a bit further south from here. Not the horse. Even the horse itself is expensive, fancy, but well bred, and bred for not show or what we would call a thoroughbred today, but a war horse, someone that you would take onto a battlefield and is much a partner in battle as, the soldier standing next to you.
Just a couple of follow-up questions for a person who's not really, paying attention to really expensive horses. How is the horse hitched to the post? Is there a pack attached to this horse? Are there scabbards or sort of evidence of weaponry attached to this horse? I just kind of want to get a sense,
You would see this horse nuzzling a tall figure. Not, you think female? You haven't quite seen, mostly because the horse keeps pushing its head in front of the face of the other person. But this person is dressed in armor. They are... They're also...
Style of armor? North, south?
Southern.
Metal? Leather? Scale?
Roll me education.
Well, I will tell everyone I went to all sorts of places. I don't know how true that is, though. You know what I mean? Like, you sometimes say things about 14.
It's very, very fine armor. And more southern than northern. And there's something about it that just kind of pricks your mind. It's very well fit, right? It's not just like somebody...
So not like a cheap mercenary is what we're saying.
No, not a cheap mercenary. Somebody who this armor was made for. But also battle scratched, damaged, couple very large concerning things that may be either really heavy, like pole arm blows, or something a lot bigger than that. I mean, you've seen very large animals and monsters across the continent. That would be that. You also do see a heavy pack attached to the saddle. Brenna, do you have any weapons left on the horse, or are they on your back?
I think she's got them on her back, just out of Witcher habit.
Yep. You also, with that 23, would see a figure that you have met before, have seen before, and know, being slightly surreptitious and digging around in the dirt and what looks like pulling up mushrooms off to the side of the bakery. A small dwarven figure whom you are familiar with.
I'm not small, I'm dwarf-sized. I'm a dwarf-sized dwarven figure.
I'm tall for an elf.
Well,
Are you tall for a dwarf? I just, you know, well, this is a bit of a conundrum. I'm going to ride up my horse next to this large horse, probably on the other side of where the figure is, and sort of get off my horse and sort of tie my horse up, as if I will go to the bakery. But I'm going to maneuver myself around so that I can at least give a nod to Ardzo so that Ardzo knows that I'm here. Just so that Ardzo knows that I'm here. But then I will turn to this mysterious person to sort of get a look at them, since I'm sort of get myself on the other side of that horse. And good day, stranger. It's nice to see you here in the village.
Oh, hello. It is good bread here in this village.
It's true. It's one of the specialties. Baker here is well, she's not well renowned because, to be honest, Kagen's not very well renowned, but one of the best, and I've traveled quite a bit.
That is good to know.
Might I inquire your name?
She'll take the pastry in her other hand and Brenna.
Yalto Crinfrid. And I'll shake your hand. A witcher, I see.
Yes, School of the Cat.
Ah, interesting. And an elf. Fellow. They don't take so many elves?
No, only the cat school takes elves and female witchers.
Really? Interesting. How many... I've never been to a witcher school.
You are not a witcher, so...
Well, no, but I would assume that there are all sorts of people who are at witcher schools who are not witchers. People who clean or keep watch and...
Those are witchers. And more witchers.
Surely, you do not have highly trained, expert monster hunters sweeping floors and...
Oh no, that's exactly what they make us do. It is, there's like a hierarchy. And the witches in training, they sweep the floors and mop and clean up and all sorts of things.
Oh, so, cooking? I mean, you don't have chefs?
No.
Really?
You're not that fancy, no.
Everyone in the castle's a witcher?
Occasionally we have, like, sorcerers visit.
So, curious, how many would you say elven witchers
Takes a big bite out of the like to finish off the pastry. Like, I have a feeling this guy's gonna ask questions for a while. Like, oh boy, let me just finish this tart while it's still warm. And then it's just like,
So how many elven witches would you say there are?
Not a lot.
Oh. Well, how many, for example, if the School of the Cat is the only place that takes women and also elves, how many elven women would you say there are who are witches?
Even less than there are elves.
How many do you know?
Not many.
That's not a number. 3, 10, 20?
Not 20, no. Such as no. Why do you need to... You're not...
I'm curious. Well, I'm an elf, and I'm interested in knowing these things.
You're too old to become a witcher.
Well, no, I'm not.
They only
really...
take children.
Yes, I'm not suited for such work. But I'm just curious. You know, I'm a scholar of the world. I like to know things. I mean, I find witches are a little bit mysterious, don't you think? I mean, people don't know so much about them. Knowing something about them seems interesting.
I suppose that is true. There are less than 2 hands worth of female elf witchers in the school at the moment, including fresh graduates.
Huh. So this is interesting to me. This is something I've always wondered. If witches took children, saved them, let's say, do they always become witches, or would they drop them off to an orphanage, or something like this?
Well, there needs to be new witches. I mean, only 3 in every 10 children survive the training.
Oh.
So it's like a 30% life rate.
Huh. So if a witcher went and, I don't know, picked up a child or some such, then that child would probably be a witcher then. Definitely, you would say.
If a witcher took a child, then most likely either a witcher or dead.
Huh.
From trying to become a witcher.
Well, let me ask. Do you know any witches who are women, who are also elves, say, who are around, anywhere between, let's say...
At this point, I think she goes, rifles in a bag for a moment, and then pulls out a flask off of Confidant.
Let's say between 45 and 55 years old, 45 and 60, so it's around there.
I'm sorry, what was the beginning part of your question? How many, or do I know any?
Do you know any? Do you know of any?
Yes.
Do you know of any witches who are about that age, who are women, also elves?
Are you trying to flirt with me or something? Because this is not how you would do that.
No, this is not how I would flirt with someone, actually. I would do that in a very different way. And it would be much more effective. So, but I'm just curious.
Well, that would be me.
Any other elven witcher women around that age?
I suppose there's one about 10 years younger than me, so she'd be about 43.
43? No. Wait. How old did you say you were?
That's a not polite question to ask.
Why not?
Anyone, let alone a lady witcher.
Why not?
It's just not polite.
Come now.
You look like you've dealt with some society, and
I have.
You would not ask these questions in society, no?
I would imagine that you are less delicate. I mean...
Just because I am less delicate does not mean I do not appreciate respect.
I don't think asking someone's age is disrespectful, especially for elves. We live so long.
53.
Your accent is southern?
Well, yes. The cat school is in Ebbing, which is to the south of here.
Were you born down south, or did you...
Are you trying to get my whole life story and you're not even buying me drinks?
I would certainly buy you drinks.
I have to drop off an order. She just puts the croissant, just in a bag off of Confidant, because she's like, this is not how I saw this day in this village going. No, I was not. I was taken to the Witcher school when I was a baby.
Huh. Are you, I assume...
So I learned how to talk down there, so I have more of an Ebbing accent, you could say.
Right. I assume you've got, if you're a Witcher, I assume that if you're delivering, I assume you're getting monster parts for Javik, the
mage. Do you know where?
I do. I know.
That is who I need to deliver them to, and as soon as I get that done, I can enjoy myself, maybe, in this town.
Yes, and I can take you right to him. I know the way, and it would be easy. I'm so sorry.
You have not introduced yourself, no?
No, I have. I did.
Not well, you did, but what do you do? Where did you come from? Where were you born? How old are you?
Oh, those are all very good questions. And I would love to answer them, but I have
so many more. Tell me all about your occupation. How many women are in your occupation?
Oh,
how many elven women are in your occupation specifically?
You know,
within a specific age range of.
You know, there are many ways to answer that question, and I just, you know, I could I just ask you one question?
You've asked many more than
Yes,
one.
I know,
I suppose one more would not kill me. No, I am not that delicate.
Okay. You were brought to the Witcher School as a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just that.
yes.
Yes.
Do you know what town you were from?
It was somewhere in Redania?
Okay.
Not far from the capital, I believe. The
Yes.
Witcher who brought me in, she just dealt with some harpies.
Is
Brenna,
Yes.
need a human perception roll from me, please.
Oh, my strong point there. I am so ready to roll human perception. 9.
He's real annoying.
God, I hope everyone in town isn't like this. I might just sleep in the woods. I don't know. We'll see.
could I ask? Is your name wouldn't happen to be? Is your name?
I
Brenna?
already introduced myself. Yes, I said hello. I am Brenna.
No, you didn't.
I did. I said Brenna,
No,
and I
would've
shook your
been-
hand.
Okay.
You do not listen, and you ask so many questions.
I'm sorry. This is just a bit. This is just a bit of a. It's a bit much. It's a bit much.
I reach back in. I just break off part of the croissant, and I just.
So look. Could.
Could you guide me to Javik so that I can deliver this order?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Mhm.
Yes.
Or you could just
No,
stand here and
no,
then
no.
just point in
No.
the general direction, and I
No,
can
no.
figure it out from there. You do not have to
No, of course
accompany me.
No, of course I would
or-
accompany you. Of course I would. Let's walk. Adzo, we should talk.
Roll me an awareness, please, Yanto.
Like I just say that out loud because I'd seen him like off somewhere, you know. 21.
You have seen Adzo move towards the forge, kind of slowly, trying to be stealthy as he did so. But you still see him.
When I say Adzo, we should talk, I say it not in the direction where he's going, but so he can hear me, so that if anyone's going to follow my gaze, it will not look upon him, because he clearly does not want to be seen. And I'm not gonna, break his scene. I won't. Yeah, I won't. If
I
you got a
don't
thing going
look
on.
which direction he looks, because anyone he wants to talk to, I probably don't want to talk to them either.
So let me walk you.
Fine. And she'll just undrape the reins from this like tree branch or bush branch, and then just like sling them over her shoulder, and Confidant will kind of follow.
So, I have so many things to share with you, and I'm not quite certain how to start.
You don't have to, really. It's fine. We can just walk to
Could I?
Javik's house.
Which?
In silence.
It's not right here in the center of town. It's a little bit on the outside, a little bit to the east.
Of course it is.
So, do you remember anything about your childhood?
I was a baby. I could not walk. I was an infant.
I know.
I was
know.
not mobile. I do not recall anything. No.
Nothing at all. All right. Well.
No, typically babies do not remember. I don't know how much experience you have with babies, but they don't remember things.
Well, I mean, I remember things when I'm younger.
When you were not able to crawl or walk or
No,
talk.
not that young, of course.
See, then you're not a baby. You were like a toddler.
Yes.
You're
Yes. Yes.
small child, just not baby.
I know that I introduced myself as Yanto of Crinfred, but
Yes.
that's not exactly accurate. mean, that's not exactly accurate. That would be... Did they tell you anything about your family at the witches' school?
They said they were murdered by harpies.
Well, that's not exactly accurate, either. I mean, yes, your mother was murdered by harpies, but your father is missing, somewhere out there in the world, and your brother is alive and has been looking for you for decades. But witches are somewhat hard to... They don't always tell you things, like where elven witches might be found who are women. Makes it difficult to track people down.
I want a human perception this punk, because he's being weird.
You can human perception him.
I will. I'll probably do poorly.
You will do poorly.
Even worse.
He's weird, but he's not lying.
Okay. What are you saying? You are beating around many bushes.
Yes.
As you are talking, and it's very hard to follow.
Sorry. I
Just speak plainly.
could you do me a favor first?
What do you want?
Could you lie to me? Could you just tell me a lie?
Why? Why would I lie?
Yes, because I'm trying to assess how good you are at lying, if you don't mind.
Why?
Just tell me that most believable lie you can think of.
But why?
Please, for me. I mean, I've heard that witches are somewhat... well, I've heard... witches sometimes are not always the best at deception, so I'm just wanting to gauge your skill level.
All right. My favorite thing is long conversations with annoying people. And I will roll deceit.
And I will roll my human perception.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I rolled so well.
That's an 11. All right.
Almost
okay.
a crit.
21. How good is she at lying?
She is entirely deadpan, and it's not even that sarcasm deadpan, it's just a lack of affect.
Yeah, but it was...
No, she's not a liar. You would know if this person is lying to you inherently.
Yeah.
You would just look at... No, Yanto,
If I...
She's an easy mark.
I know, but if she were to, like, if she had to lie, I feel like she wouldn't be good at it, would she?
No, she would not be good at it.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, not at all.
So, listen, I have some interesting news, but I can't tell you until...
Don't tell me Javik's out of town right now, because
No.
that's...
Well, if he's out of town, that would be terrible. But I really shouldn't tell you until after you deliver the parts. So how about I take you to Javik's, perhaps you could be invited to dinner, and then afterwards I can buy you a drink at the inn, and then we could talk after then.
And she just looks over at her horse, like, are you hearing all of this? Just... I don't have anything else better to do, so why not? Yeah.
Good. And if we're lucky, my dwarven friend will actually be in the inn and might be able to corroborate some of the things I might be telling you a little bit later this evening.
Oh, great. A friend of yours. Is he very much like you?
No one's quite like me. So.
Oh, well, is he somewhat similar to you?
No.
Oh,
not
good.
At all.
And then I just keep walking.
Oddzo, just gonna say out loud, Oddzo, if you're not coming to Javik's, then I'd say the inn after dinner, after supper. He's somewhat mysterious. So come, let's go to this mage.
And
I'll just be like, very bedraggled, looks like he's lived in the woods for a while, because I'm like, wait a second.
Oh, yes,
Not
indeed.
this dwarf. I've seen this person.
He has lived in the woods, actually. That's where he lives. He lives
That
in the
explains
woods.
a lot.
He's shy, is what I would say.
I noticed.
Somewhat awkward around people. Not a people
Mm-hmm.
person.
Also noticed that.
But he's kind. He's a good fellow.
All right. Just mm-hmms. Uh-huh. Yeah. No. Just that's all you get
Yeah.
from here on out till we get to Javik's house.
And like there's this real excitement, right? Like this but just not gonna say anything until after she meets Javik.
Pretty weird.
So, as the two elves proceed down the hill towards Javik's house, which you should now be able to see on the map overlay, because I decided to show you all what this beautiful town looks like of Kagen. Further away from the roadway of Javik's house, here you have the forge where Arzo was headed. Arzo, you heard Yanto call out to you and invite you to meet with Javik and him, and also threaten to go find you.
Or meet
you
at the
didn't-
inn afterwards.
Or meet at
Whichever.
the inn afterwards and then threaten to go find you.
I don't know, brother, if you heard that, but there's somebody else with my name running around here. So, just
Arzo.
it's a popular name, okay?
No, it is not.
It can be.
Among dwarves?
But they, could be looking for another dwarf. Relax, it is not.
Yes, we grow on trees like fruit.
Maybe some do. It's a big world, There's a lot to see. I have seen what the manticore looks like up close, so I would not put it past that to be something that could happen. Regardless, there was a witcher there, and witchers make me nervous.
I understand that witchers make you nervous. This I understand. But I have manacles for you.
Cool. Okay, can I see them?
They're right there. And he'll gesture to the side of the table, and he's pounding out at this point like what looks like a very large stew pot, probably from the inn, the Laughing Star Inn. And you can definitely, it's like pounding it out, smoothing it out. And he gestures just with his hammer over his shoulder, kind of negligently, to the manacles that are on the table.
Do they look like they could fit? Can I judge them? Can I take a look, put them on, see what's up?
Yeah, you
Can
can.
these fit like a normal chicken?
Yeah, they definitely could fit like a normal chicken.
What about like a, in case you have like a mutant chicken?
Or a mutant chicken.
Okay, cool.
They are very strong, heavy iron. Roll me an awareness.
You got it.
Prax, can I put a link in chat? Am I allowed?
Yeah, you have mod status. You can put links.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Oh, that is not a good one.
in.
That is
With a-
7.
Yes, with a 7, I would say that, yes, they are very good manacles. They are very strong, very sturdy. You can open and close them.
They're functioning, high quality manacles. Good.
Heavy, iron, well made. Zunri doesn't make bad manacles. They're very
Okay.
nice.
I'm sorry, brother. I could not get you the croissant. The witcher walked
Why
into
no
the.
croissant? Oh.
She looked at me like she wanted to kill me. You know what I mean? So I saw that and I'm like, this is not the place for me, you know what I mean?
I am very aware. You do. I have a note for you. Thank you for reminding me.
Who is it from?
Uh,
Nobody sends me notes.
Naledi. She sent you a note.
Can I see it?
Well, it's over there. Then he kind of like points to the table to the left of where the manacles are. There's this kind of sealed parchment with a plain wax seal, but the seal itself is a very sharp mountain with light sun rays coming off of it. It's Naledi's seal. It's strong.
Okay,
unopened.
Oh, I will take this back and I will read it at home. In case it might be personal. What are you laughing at? You're multitasking. You could work and look at my letter. It's for me.
I'm not looking at your letter. I'm laughing at the thought of Naledi sending you something personal.
Can you stop acting like you know everything?
I don't know everything. But Naledi doesn't seem like she thinks personal.
Okay, fine. I'll open it. And then he'll take his stubby thumb and like put it through the envelope and break the seal and open it up and see what it has to say.
It's a brief letter. Naledi, she signs it, she addresses it, Dear my dear crazy friend Ardzo. I hope the woods are well. Don't spend all of your time eating all of the mushrooms. Don't engage in sampling your own product.
What? And the woods are fine, thank you. Is that it? This means...
That is not it. I am going from Belhaven to Kagen. I have heard rumors of bandits. One's not tied to the wolves of Belhaven. But they carry wolves with themselves. Be careful, friend. The moonlight gives them aid in hunting. And then there's just a very elaborate sign of Naledi Alang. And there's a PS. I will be checking with Gran that you ate something other than, mushrooms.
How dare you? And he's saying this out loud and he's reading the letter. Why would you assume that I would not even I take the most care. Sometimes I still think that she thinks that I am a child. It is frustrating.
Well, of course she thinks you are a child.
Does she think you are a child?
She thinks everyone is a child who is not her.
And that is her problem.
But she has saved your life.
That's no excuse. I have saved lives, and I do not think that they are children.
But
a couple,
she saved
actually.
you. She saved you from Tarland.
Still, I will die on this hill.
Probably. You are a very stubborn individual. That is why I like you, brother.
Always in that pot calling the kettle black.
I make lots of kettles! And he kind of slams the hammer emphatically on the table next to him, like the butt of the hammer.
Well, then, do you mind if I stay here until I know the Witcher is gone?
Sure, the house is open. You're not going to follow Yanto down to his mage?
eventually, but hopefully they won't be there both at the same time for forever. So just keep an eye on that horse, and if the horse, the fancy one, leaves, then I come back out and I see Yanto.
All right. I will tell you if the fancy horse leaves.
I tell you, she looked at me like she wanted to cut my arms off.
Maybe
I'm
it
not
was your
lying.
smell.
Maybe stop. I smelled fine.
When was the last time you bathed?
What my cabin is by a little river. I mean, so whenever I feel like it.
Okay. I don't know. She's a witcher. They smell things. They hear things.
And I don't do anything wrong. They just make me nervous, and if I'm talking to people, I'm sometimes good at it, and it just makes me not as good at it when they are around.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to go lay down on the ottoman.
There's a bed?
Do you still have that ottoman? Well, that you sleep in that bed. I don't.
Okay, you can have the ottoman.
Do you still have it? Did you get rid of it?
Why would I get rid of the ottoman in 3 months?
It, didn't match something else. I don't know. People do things, okay? I was just asking.
He looks at you like, I'm confused, but I don't know that I think should ask any more questions.
Yeah, and he like justifies it. Like, people could lose them, and then he'll go inside, thinking he won.
And you just hear the sounds of the blacksmith's forge echoing behind you as we're going to take the camera and follow down the hill to Yanto and Brenna as they approach the door of Javik's house. Oh, wait,
Sorry. I will open the door if it's not hitched.
It's not locked.
Yeah. Open the door.
Or even... it's a
Javik.
large-ish for the area, 2-story house. But unlike the rest of the village, where it's wood and clapboard and plaster Tudor built, well, what we would call Tudor design, instead it's heavy stones in a very regimental, square architecture kind of feel, almost geometric. The main room that you open up into the vestibule, there's a large fireplace going with a large painting above the fireplace. A very stylized painting of you, Yanto, and Javik himself, kind of reclining on a chaise lounge in front of the fireplace. So, kind of interesting. There's a door to the left and a door to the right of both of the main room, and there's a staircase off to the right-hand side that leads up. You hear sounds coming from the left-hand door, which is closed. You know to be Javik's workshop.
Workshop.
The study to the right, the workshop to the left, and the subtle stench of burning things kind of gives away his current occupation.
Dear, I found your witcher.
I look at the painting, and I hear Yanto say, "Dear," and she just thinks, "Oh no, gotta drop this off fast." And she's got like the bag of monster parts just over her. She took it off of Confidant, and she's carrying it over her shoulder now. She's just like,
and Yanto is carrying clearly what is like a bag, which is probably meaning that he's going to be staying here for a while, right? Like he's got stuff, like changes of clothes and whatnot, like when you're going to stay over at a friend's house for,
Yeah, like at a friend's house.
Yeah, like at a friend's house for
I wouldn't know anything about that.
a time period. Right.
Like a friend's house with what we would say, like your French girls painting above the mantelpiece.
Yeah.
Definitely friends.
Yeah. Shall I ask her for
2 minutes? 2 minutes.
It's all right. I'll just go get something to eat for all of us.
Oh, that'd be
Bread,
good.
cheese.
Yes. What did I? And then you hear this kind of muffled sound, and then you hear a boom.
Dear?
That was supposed to happen.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
Are you on fire?
Not currently.
All right. I'm going to get wine, bread, oil, and cheese. I certainly hope you've not burned off your eyebrows or anything else.
Why would I, and
I'll
then
be.
you
There's
hear-
just this sort of nervous energy at this moment, right? So, Brenna, I'm going to go and just get some food for us all. Just something, because I'm sure you've been parched.
You could just go and do that. You don't have to tell me everything that you're going to do.
I just wanted to
will wait
let you know
here.
where I was going. I didn't want you to think I was. So, anyway, do you have anything? You know what? I'm going to. I don't know if I can, but I think. Just. I think I might have something you might like. I mean, at least I don't know if you would, but I don't know. I'll be right back. And Yanto rushes off to like the pantry.
Takes
sort
a
of kitchen
deep
area.
breath. Like, oh, silence.
Brenna, could you please roll me an awareness?
I would love to. Gosh. How about a 9? She just doesn't, she's so distracted by this individual.
I'm distracting. It's true.
You are very stressed. It is very distracting. The art, like I said, this painting above the mantelpiece is large, kind of distracting.
It's distracting. Just the subject matter, the size.
I think we look really great, by the way.
You do.
Yes,
You look
she's
very
just
great,
been
but
talking to you for the past bit, and
now
there's an artful, like, drape
depiction
of fabric.
That.
I mean, there's a drape of fabric. Yes, I'm shirtless, and so is he. But there is a drape of fabric. It's tasteful.
It's very tasteful. It's
Depending on your taste.
well, no. Let's be honest. For those of you who have played Witcher 3, it's more tasteful than the unicorn portrait.
What about the dragon or the griffin painting rather? Yeah.
It's about on par with the griffin painting.
Okay, yeah, griffin painting level.
Yeah. And I'm going to put together like a plate for us, like a nice charcuterie with something special. And then I think better of it, and then I don't, and then I finish.
I glance out the window like, confidant, why must you leave me?
So with this image of our Witcher glancing out the window, looking towards the horse that's waiting nearby, we're gonna take our break for the evening, and we're gonna see what happens next when we come back. But
just get through dinner.
Just get through dinner.
Just get through dinner.
Just tell myself that.
Refresh yourselves. Get some wine. Maybe something stronger. Maybe water. Whatever you need. But we'll be back shortly. Hi-oh.
is there alcohol in this beverage? And they said,
Thank you, Trooper.
The drill sergeant's right over there. And so I assumed that meant that there was no alcohol in the beverage.
They didn't answer your question.
They did answer it, and it was a correct
And
answer.
it was incorrect.
It was just, it was a true statement.
You were asking.
It was just not answering the question. So, like when
you can say true statements all the time. That doesn't
Hi, we're live, guys.
Hey everyone, we're just talking about
We're
whether or not
arguing
my
like
character
siblings. It's fine.
character lied to Brenna the Witcher, and I just said it was an inaccurate statement. It was just an inaccurate statement. That's
Which
all.
is false.
Well, while this is an inaccurate statement going on in the house of Javik the Mage, Javik Piotr, we are going to focus in as the door opens of this workshop, and this tall, handsome, very chiseled jaw. Picture young John Barrowman. When, artfully styled hair that's just a little mussed from whatever exploded in this room. Unfortunately, there's also the scent of burnt sulfur and mushroom kind of coming with him. Definitely sense that's our dear Witcher's friend can sense. He smiles briefly at Brenna as he enters, but then immediately makes a beeline for Yanto.
I'm carrying this tray.
And he'll kind of do one of those take it from you, but also lean in to give you a very deep kiss in the same moment as he kind of turns the tray and almost like he expects the Witcher to take it off of him. He expects some... Like there's that moment of someone who has grown up with servants at all times, fully expecting a servant to come and take it.
That's how servants are. They're just always there to pick up things.
And there's this pause as he realized that the servant hasn't come to take this tray. And he kind of pulls back from Yanto and says, "Well, I'm glad you're all right, darling. I was worried you hadn't been home in a while."
No, but I did not run into any bandits on the road. There was a bit of a to-do on that way. But I ran into your Witcher. By the way, it's good to see you. Sorry, don't be distracted by the Witcher for a moment. It's good to see you. It's been, 2 months?
3, but that's okay. You were busy. It was fine. I understand. You didn't want to come home with me to meet my parents. Well, not my parents are dead. But my brother.
Well. I did have... The life of a traveling jeweler does involve a lot of travel.
Yeah, a lot of travel, but I still say that my brother, King of Redania, would definitely be a great client for you. It would open up so many doors.
Oh, the thing is, I want to... We have guests. This is Brenna of the cat school, The Witcher, who has a bag of dead parts.
There's this moment as he turns, he wants to continue this conversation.
About
but
the
at the
parents,
same time,
yep.
about going home to meet his family and why don't you come with me to these trips to Redania? But there's also this moment as he turns and he sees you've distracted him with the Witcher, and then it's all academic. Full on nerdy academic who wants to play with the new toys that have been brought to him. And he will approach Brenna and Brenna, sorry, Javik Piotr. Nice to meet you. I'm from Redania. My brother currently is king, but whatever. There's 16 of us now. Who cares? But,
And I just put my chin on his shoulder. I'm behind him, and I just put my chin on his shoulder as this conversation is going.
And he kind of almost unconsciously, pulls his hand up to kind of, pet the back of your head as he does so, is this kind of natural habit. Almost playing with your ears.
Bag. Slowly. It is nice to meet you, Javik. I have I procured
crab
a certain number of crab spiders. Yes.
Yes. How much crab spider did we get? Did we get all of it?
All of it's not. It's a bit much to drag
No,
behind
no,
the
no.
horse.
The venom in the eyes and the.
I have 2 eyes, 4 chitin, 16 extracts of venom, and 8 venom.
Oh, very, very good. Money. You would like money, but actually, I was wondering. No, we'll wait. We'll pay you first, of course. You did a very good job. Yonto, do you mind playing host while
Like,
I...
her heart starts again. It was like, no. Oh, good. Okay, he's going to pay.
I thought I'd have to kill him, and then, of course, I'll be host. It's my pleasure.
Oh, of course.
But did the experiments go well?
Possibly. We'll find out in the morning. We may or may not have actually done what I wanted.
Ooh.
By the way, Witcher, do you... Never mind. We'll come back to that after. Money. Money first. Money first.
She's like, yes, he is as bad as the other one. Mental note. Okay. But at least he only almost asks the questions. But she expects the questions to be just as invasive.
My questions are invasive for just no reason. Come on.
No reason, exactly.
He goes off. You can see that he is very well dressed. He is a mage. He has money, but rather than like the robes of a mage and the heavy ostentation of any mage you may have met in Stygia, this is someone for whom high-class attire is innate. You know what I mean? Someone who could literally... That person who will walk down the street in jeans and a t-shirt, but that jeans and a t-shirt is from Armani X.
Oh, yeah.
At exchange, and it just looks natural.
I know the type. Yep.
But he's not ostentatious. They're well fit, well made, good materials. There's a couple scorch marks, very obviously, of his work clothes, but they're still definitely higher class than anything else you've seen in this village or town.
Gotcha.
And
I lay out the food.
As he leaves the two of you alone, he turns to Yanto. There's a letter came for you. It's on the chair, next to the chair.
Oh, thanks. All right. Brenna, there, if you notice, that bread there is actually very, very good. It's fresh from this morning. I assume, if I know Javik. This is one of my favorite cheeses. He always has it about. I recommend those two. There's actually small preserves there that you might like as well. I suspect you'll like the red berry more than you will the black currant. I suggest the red berry. I think you'll like that one quite much. I also thought you might like this, and sort of hands over a mug of what looks like milk. It's milk with a little bit of honey in it, and I if I guess correctly, you will like that quite a bit. I'm going to check my letter. Just please eat, drink, as enjoy yourself, make yourself at home. I'm going to just...
You should read your letter, yes.
Yes. I go
and,
to sort of...
and looks as after he explained the entire charcuterie board and this mug of milk she has, she's just like, I'm so confused, but at least, you know, these two people have found each other. Because they seem perfect for each other. She wouldn't wish them upon anyone else.
And I will read my letter.
It's a very nice
with
letter.
my back turned to everyone, you know, just as you do.
Cool. Would you like to see? Here's your letter, sir.
Concern, but it's fine. I'm sure it's fine, right? Yes, I'm sure it's fine.
You now has it in the roll 20.
Oh, I now has it in the roll 20. I'm just gonna go read that letter.
You do that. I'm gonna eat this black currant spread.
You didn't pick the red currant. Oh.
Contrariness. It's inherent.
that's strange. And like you see Yanto looking at this letter, it was like at first like it's a funny thing. It's like a you probably wouldn't have thought anything about the fact that he had his back to you, just by the way he picked up the letter and looked at it. It's just like a natural thing. But then just like, oh, that's strange. Huh. I don't think I know a bee. Strange. Portents or something. And just like puts the letter inside, like there's an inside there's an inside lining to the jerkin that he's wearing, and he just sort of like slips it in, and he comes back and he sits down next to you. So tell me about your adventures. Do they treat you well at the witches' school? Do you eat well? Do you sleep well?
It's a job of a witcher. We go and kill monsters until we are killed by a monster.
Oh, well, hopefully you wouldn't be killed by a monster. I mean, being a witch is a very dangerous job. I would assume that you're well trained and excellent at what you do.
Yes, but there are lots of monsters.
Well, but this mission you did here was not so dangerous, right?
I mean, it was very dangerous, but I've fought crab spiders before, so.
Huh. Do you get to choose which jobs you want to do? Like, you could turn down jobs that were too dangerous and choose jobs that are less dangerous if you desire?
Sometimes it depends. Sometimes you do something that the school does not approve of, and they assign you certain contracts.
Oh.
That may not be the most desirable ones or the most lucrative, but if you are traveling out and about and you run into someone who needs Witcher for something, you are allowed to take that contract.
Do you like being a Witcher?
That is an interesting question. I do not have a choice.
Well, you have a choice now, don't you?
She looks at you like, what?
Well, I mean, you could stop being a Witcher if you wanted, couldn't you?
It's not exactly how Witchering works.
Well, it's a profession. You could just stop doing it. If you didn't like it. And I know that they do things to your body and all of that, but if you didn't want to do it, you could stop, couldn't you?
It doesn't work quite like that.
But do you like it?
It's a profession. Just takes a bite of something else off the charcuterie board.
Well, I assume you're good at it.
I am alright. I am good enough.
Oh.
Gets the job done.
I imagine you're quite good. I mean, Jobbik wouldn't just hire anyone. I bet you have an excellent reputation.
Of course I wouldn't hire anyone. Why would you expect me to hire someone with a poor reputation?
See?
But
that's what I was saying.
Madam Witcher, is that appropriate? I don't quite know that...
Lady Witcher? Or...
Witcher or Brenna?
Brenna, pleasure. My apologies, I'm usually better at these sort of things. You caught me as I was very unprepared. But here, I have for you 900 crowns.
Thank you.
And he kind of hands you a bag.
Yep, she'll take it. She won't, count. Because this guy, name dropping and all, he seems to be the sort that wouldn't want his reputation tarnished by Witchers saying, this guy didn't pay me the right amount of money. So she'll just do that, like the pickup, but you're also doing like the little heft on the second thing. It's like, oh, thanks. But it's okay. Yeah, that feels right. And then tucks it in onto her belt.
You can roll me an awareness.
I would love to do that. That's much better.
Yes, the heft on the pouch definitely confirms for you. He might have overplayed.
Then she's good.
He kind of looks at you for a moment. Kind of staring at you now that he's in front of you. Huh. You're from the south, are you not?
Yes, I grew up in Ebbing. It's a
Not
school of the
Tina?
cat. No. I did spend. I had an extended contract in Matina at some point, so.
Oh, that must be it. You know Gavril then?
Yes, I was contracted to serve for 10 years, and the 10-year contract got renewed, and
Oh,
so I spent a good bit of time in Matina.
well, then of course you must. Obviously, I don't know where my head was. Yanto, this is the Witcher that was working with Count Gavril. You know, the gentleman from Matina.
Well, I recall something of it. I didn't know there was a... What was this Witcher job? What was this then?
Oh, no,
Oh,
no,
sometimes, yeah, sometimes certain noble people, certain households, have a Witcher on retainer in case a monstrous threat should appear, and Count Gavril being as the mountains, lots of monsters there, so...
Yes, the Von Welders. Remember the ones... There was the bit about a couple of years ago about the woman being kidnapped out of Beauclair, and she was on her way to visit Count Von Welder. Horrible business.
Yes, Count Gavril. There was a thing with well, was that actually monsters in the inn, or was that some sort of affair?
No. That not about Count Gavril, but not Count Gavril himself. No, the woman was on her way to visit, and she was kidnapped by the bandits and held for ransom.
Yes,
that whole ransom business. You once, and she was rescued by the Witcher.
Oh, you were the one who rescued her.
Yes, that was me.
Oh, well then, good job. Well, I didn't realize it was you. That's amazing.
Yes, my apologies. Sorry, I'm a bit of a nerd, and the brooch is very distinctive,
Ah, yes, this was I did serve as a household for 20 years, so it was a gift.
Well, why are you not serving there now? I mean, I'm glad that you're not. I'm glad that I've run into someone so famous, so well regarded, but...
Not famous, just... Witchers, it is good for them to get out in the field as well, so they do not lose their reflexes.
Ah, so is it sort of like you do 20 years on, 20 years off, that sort of thing?
It's all on, it's just different tasks.
Oh, well, that's amazing. Darling, I promised this Witcher a tankard of some sort of alcoholic beverage in the inn. Do you mind if I take her down there, get her a drink, and then I'll be back?
Not at all, darling. Not at all.
Unless you needed something from her still?
Well, no, don't let... My apologies. I wish to... Excuse me. I must have inhaled more of that sulfur than I expected.
Should not inhale sulfur.
It's an occupational hazard. But... I had a thought. I have a small task for you if you're willing to engage with it. I've heard there's some wolves nearby that possibly, there's rumours that there's actually a warg involved and possibly even a werewolf, if you can believe that. Good enough. But yes, there was. Oh, you missed this, darling. Did you come up from the south? Because there was, this whole discussion. Oh, then are you well? Because did you see them? There was discussion of like kidnapping for ransom and for money and.
Mm-hmm.
I did hear that actually. Which was somewhat disconcerting. So I made certain be careful when I was traveling, just try to travel during the day and just be a little bit careful about my traveling. But I'm happy to say I was not kidnapped. And to be honest, no one can kidnap me and make it so they can't see you again. That would be inappropriate.
It would be very, very wrong, and I'd be very, very angry.
And then you would murder them all with fire or ice or whatever sort of magical excitement that you do, and then that would be terrible for them then.
Yes, I would definitely have to murder half the world if you went missing, or were kidnapped, or were about to be cursed by stupid people who are trying to keep me away from what I want, and I desire, and I love.
Well, by the way, do you know anything about the phrase "the star has fallen"? Does that mean anything to you?
In what context, in what language? I mean, there's this there's some elven rumors about the conjunction of the spheres, and about that a falling star marked the conjunction of the spheres, and that led to the, as of course you know, the arrival of all of the peoples upon the continent, and well, there was the mark of someone who was cursed is followed by some falling star, and oh, somebody once said that there was a rumor that, if you could believe it, that vampires would be released upon the release of a falling star.
Well, that's
strange.
Or a god. Well, all right, what do you make of this? The star's fallen, the way has been opened. Is it, do you know that from books or some such? Something like
what language? What language? Elder, Nordling, Dwarven.
Well, Elder.
Oof. The inflection, the stars falling the way. The way could be the way, or the path, or the road, or something.
Yes.
I mean, it could also be like
metaphorical, perhaps.
Metaphorical, or even perhaps like the door rather than the way.
Mm. Witcher, do you know anything about this sort of a thing? Sort of sayings or
just
prophecies or some such?
Deadpan expression.
Which is I assume are very well sometimes. I hope you enjoyed your
Not off
milk.
the top of my head.
Oh,
well. Why did you give her milk? Don't we have any wine?
Oh, we do. I just thought she'd like it.
Have you met?
No.
Can you roll me a
She's
deceit,
giving
please?
the slight, like, no. Like, why is he like this all the time?
Yes, I'm like this all the time. I will roll. I'm gonna roll deceit.
You roll that deceit.
I will. I'll just roll a deceit.
Just hope you don't crit fail.
I'll just roll a 24.
You didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
I might have lied once or twice. Yeah, it's good though. I gotta be on my toes with this one.
Obviously, you know quite a bit. I wouldn't have expected a witcher to like milk and honey, but you didn't have to...
Well, I don't know. I mean, a cat school.
Is that? Anyways,
it's not a thing. Oh, well.
You said you were going to get something to drink, and I have some... And he kind of turns and gestures at the bag of monster parts. Is like, I don't want such things to start rotting. I want to get to take care of them.
Before I go, I got the letter that you told me about. I don't quite know who it's from.
That's not the letter I meant.
It isn't?
No, there was another one from one of your little friends.
Oh.
That one there.
Well then, do you think... Then what is this one?
Well, that is actually addressed to you. I guess you got two letters.
Well, I don't know who it's from, and I don't quite know what it means.
Well, neither do I. They're your letters.
Well, no, but look at this one then, dear.
Okay.
And I hand him the strange one, and I pick up the other one, and I put it in my jerkin.
The minute you pick up the other one, you would see that it's sealed with the head of a wolf and 3 daggers behind it.
I'll just put that inside my pocket. Just, I don't need to. Just put it as I hand off the other one and put that one in the jerkin. That seems a little bit cryptic, and I don't quite know who it's from.
And he kind of holds it out. The star has fallen. The way has been opened. It was held by those who are now dead. Come to me, my friends, for I have opened the way. Your friend? In peace, B.
B. I don't know a B.
Well, that's pretentious.
Well, I don't know who it is, and it seems a little cryptic and strange, don't you think?
Also, I have no idea, darling. I mean, I could look into some things. I could have some books. There are lots of books if it was, good times. But this, like, the way is capitalized, and star is capitalized, and...
Seems very poetic, of some sort.
Metaphorical. Oh, God, I'm going to have to do research. You know, I don't like research.
I think you do love research, as a matter of fact. Because you do research sometimes when you should be doing other things. How about this? I'm going to go give this witcher a mead in the inn, and then later this evening I'll distract you from your research. I've been away for 3 months.
Lots of distraction.
Yes. Also, I'm glad that I assume your trip went well with your family?
Yes, actually, I have presents for you. They were very upset that you couldn't join us, but they did send presents.
I will be home soon.
All right. And he will kind of like lean in to give you a kiss if you will let him.
Oh, and I just give him the biggest hug.
Yes.
And like just big hug.
Big hug, big kiss. And then he'll kind of pull back. Thank you again, Witcher Brenna. I appreciate it. I might have more business for you in the morning. Don't go too far.
I will be staying at the inn overnight, I assume, so maybe look into this wolf problem you've been having.
Yes, if you could find a warg, I think I have some plans for like those red eyes that they have.
I'll see what I can do.
Do you just kill wargs?
Probably. I mean, they're
Aren't they
like...
just people who just turn into things?
No.
That
They're
is not a
like
warg.
werewolves. No. Wargs are wolves that are larger and meaner.
Oh, I see.
And will
I
rip
see.
you
I
apart
see.
for, possibly.
Are they magical?
Yes, wolves.
Interesting. Well, from years ago. Lady Witcher, if I might escort you to the inn?
Yes, let's go. Just gives a little head nod. Thank you for your business, Javik. Let me know if you need anything else.
I sort of roll my eyes to Javik so that she can't see, like, Witchers. They're so not fun.
He lets you both leave. You make your way back from his house. It's dark now. It is actually full dark. It's
But I think we leave
quiet.
our horses, right?
You probably leave your horses at Javik's. There is an actual like stable there, and it's not a far walk from from his house to the main town to the Laughing Star.
These stables
Inn.
are probably nicer.
Yeah.
Then Confidant can stay at these stables.
His stables are nicer than pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And then she'll have a reason to come back to see if he has work for her in the morning.
I'm glad you've left your horse there.
The stables are quite nice. Confidant will like them.
Before we go into the inn, I just have a real quick thing I need to speak to you about before we go in there. And hopefully my friend Adza will be there waiting for us, because you might have questions and he might be able to answer them for you. Because you might believe him more than you might believe me. So, before we go in there, all right. So what I wanted to tell you is that I'm your brother, and I've been looking for you for like 50 years. Is what I've been trying to tell you. It might be hard for you to believe it, but Yanto, I don't know if they told you had a brother, but you had a brother, and I didn't die in that RP attack, and my mum did, but look, listen, you can ask Ardzo, because I told him about you when I asked him if he knew any, he can confirm I told this story. I mean, listen, I am not lying to you, right? I am your brother, and
You're saying you are related to me?
I'm saying I'm your brother. I'm not.
I need a drink.
Well, okay, but.
So as you walk into this inn, looking for a drink, possibly,
Or, in her case, a bottle of something.
or a bottle or two,
Yeah.
I need everyone, including Ardzo, to roll me an awareness. Brenna, I'm going to give you a -2 on this because,
Perhaps a bit distracted.
perhaps a bit distracted.
-2. Cool. That's fair. Still got a 21 though.
Yeah.
My Witcher senses are tingling.
So, Ardzo with an 18, Yanto with a 17, and Bruna with a 21. You're all going to see this. Bruna's going to go a little bit different, so I'm going to start with her and go from there. You come in. The bar in the tavern is lively. It's warm. It's inviting. There's a scent in the air of positive feels. There's music playing. There is a older woman behind the bar roaring with laughter, kind of holding court as it was, you know, taking a shot, pounding it down, drinking with people, being that bartender that works the entire room. There's a younger barmaid, looks very related to the woman standing behind the counter. She's giving a couple laughs as well, working her way around the room. She stopped at a table next to that dwarf that you saw before, dropping off a plate of hearty stew and a small bread roll. The scents in here, you have been in many an inn and tavern, Brenna. You are astonished.
I meet all my friends in taverns.
You do. And you are astonished by two things right off the bat.
Okay.
Number one, your shoes are not sticking to the floor.
Wow.
Number two, it doesn't smell like stale beer on the floor or other things.
This town is full of surprises.
It's
so many
clean.
surprises.
It is almost clean. You glance around. There's the dwarf who's in a corner, heartily eating his stew. There's a young, dark-skinned woman with long, dark braids pulled back, kind of severe-looking, dressed in the robes of a priestess. You would have to get closer to maybe figure out which one. Homespun, not wealthy. You kind of scan the room, and you would see a small, not small, but a figure, dark-haired, wearing black, kind of trying to skulk into the shadows, but also trying to make eye contact with the person who you walked in with.
Uh-huh. My brother?
Your brother. Who, by the way, with
Theoretically.
that 10 in human perception, he is not lying? Whether
Weird.
you believe him or not is your choice.
It's a pretty bold claim, but he did ask a bunch of questions and has been really weird. So I have to be careful. He could be a con artist or something.
That would be weird. That'd be so weird. Yeah, I mean, like, who would...
But he
yeah,
seems
weird.
to have been telling the truth for the most part. So that's weird.
Yep. The woman behind the counter, older woman, kind of glances at you, smiles as the two of you walk in, looks at Yanto and goes, "Yanto! You have been
Gran?
gone too long. Come to me. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss."
And I go and I sort of give a bow, and then I give Gran a big hug and kiss her on both cheeks.
And she kind of like takes your face in both of her hands and looks at you, goes, "You have not eaten. Why have you not eaten? We will get you something to eat. Hey! Lancia! Get Yanto something to eat. Oh, go sit next to Ardzo. He was
Of
looking
course.
for you earlier. Go. We'll bring you something to eat."
Of course. It is good to see you, Gran. You're looking young as ever.
Ha! Flirt. Liar. I like you, though.
Not a liar, definitely a flirt. And I sort of bring Brenna over to Ardzo.
Witcher! You're a witcher, are you not? You drink free in my
Yes.
establishment.
Thank you. I will take the strongest thing you have, please.
I have a vodka that will put you on your ass. Don't worry.
That would be an accomplishment. I look forward to it.
And she will go and turn to the other young woman, Lencia, and start preparing something for you as the music continues. And
as names are being strewn about like hot air, Ardzo's going to look up from his stew with the broth dripping into his beard. Like, to most people, he was eating stew wrong, but to him, that's how you do it.
Saving it for later.
You gotta savor it, yeah.
And then he'll lock eyes with Yanto, wide-eyed, because he heard the word Witcher, and assuming that he had thought perhaps the Witcher had gone, because her horse was no longer there.
It's true.
He looks at you with this strange surprise. Maybe you've encountered it before, maybe you have not. But his stew is fresh and still steaming, and he pushes his way away from the table and bolts to the nearest door.
Adzo, I will interpose. Adzo, I need you. I need you. I need you.
He's gonna run through you.
I'm going to try to stop you. You're bigger. You're shorter than I am, but I'm not.
I'll just step in the doorway if I see this happening, because this is weird.
I need you. I will go athletics because I'm not particularly dense physically. No, it's just, I need, go athletics.
Yeah.
Critical hit, as it turns out. Which is,
Athletics, for some reason, when I click it, it's not showing up on the thing.
you get a sub menu.
I have. Oh, yeah, there is
24.
Oh boy, no.
My goal is to sort of sweep him up in a dance move, right? Like as he tries to go through me, just sort of like redirect the energy, not like trying to stop it, but just like a bit of a
like, oh, that's great. Let's sit down at this table. Like,
This is choreographed. Do you think you can judo?
I don't, because I'm not like physical stuff, more like, redirect your energy in a bit of a twirl and into a booth.
And you're a very charismatic person, so his hands end up somehow in the right spot, and he goes along with it. Question, who's leading?
I think it's unclear.
I think it's you.
I'm a very good back lead, actually, but that's a different thing altogether.
I feel like since it's your plan, you're definitely taking the reins, but you can feel a very you've never seen in this tense.
I back lead. It looks like you're leading, but you're not. But it looks like you are. As I sort of sweep you into this booth, as Brenna's by the door. Adzo, I need you. This is very important.
and I need to not be here.
Listen, right? It's very important. I need your help. It's very serious. It's about The Witcher. Do you remember when I told you that I was looking for my sister, right? I've been searching her for 50 years, right? That's her. That's her.
How did you find her here today?
She was being hired by Jarvik to do parts and everything, right? But the thing is that I don't know if she'll believe me if I say it, and I feel like I'm going to need some sort of backup, right? Because she saw me with Jarvik, where I'm being presented as like a, fancy sort of, everything I got going on here. And,
Yep.
And she might not believe, right? I mean, I told her, but there's a bit.
How many voices have you used around her?
2. I've not used any others.
He squints.
2.
Only known her for like 2 hours, so
And I feel like you might be able to at least confirm something or other. That's just that I'm not just a liar. If you could. It's my sister.
I don't know if she's not going to kill me.
Why would she kill you?
She's got the look.
What look? Just looks at her.
She's looking at the bar like, please
Where's
bring
the-
alcohol. soon."
Gran has brought you alcohol. Gran has brought you a bottle. It's dark. It's dusty.
Okay.
I understand that I do. I
Come on.
I don't know how else I can communicate this to you. I am a person that she might want to kill.
I don't think witches kill dwarves.
Witches kill all things. It is their profession. You know what I mean?
But they kill monsters, and you're not a monster.
Okay.
So,
It can easily be construed something differently because I act strangely around them. So,
well, don't act strangely around him. Right?
okay, listen. I can vouch for you, but you need to promise me. Promise me on everything that we have been through
All right.
that you will not let her attack me.
Of course not. This is a bit strange, but right, yeah. So also, I think I got somebody's skulking about for me from Beauclair, which is not good if they're here, because that's not good. You know what I mean?
I haven't had a drink in like 3 years, okay? But tonight I want to drink because of all of this. I'm very stressed out right now, okay?
Answer. It's all right. Just look, sit there with your sister. Tell them I'm all right, and I'm not trying to cheat or anything like that. But we're a decent human being, and I'll just leave you two to talk a little bit while I try to find out what's happening with.
And you can prove to her that I am just a normal person. I am just a dwarf and an herbalist, and that there's nothing else. That I am just a happy person and I don't need much. Okay?
Here's my human perception of a 31. Because weirdness is going on with my friend Ardzo right now.
I'm not perceiving, or sorry, I'm not deceiving. I'm
What's going on with you? You don't seem to be
persuading. I think this is persuading.
You want to know what's really great? There are mechanics for this.
Well, I'm not. It's not. I'm gonna tell her, but he's like, I'm just a normal person. I was like, that's weird.
You want persuasion? Go ahead and roll persuasion.
You're asking him to tell me that you're just a normal.
No, I mean, I will do that, no problem. I just want to know if he's lying to me. That's all I want to know. I mean, even if he is lying to me, I will still do it.
How did you roll a critical, buddy?
If there's one thing I do, it's.
So here's the thing. This
people.
is I'll let this whole thing play out, but this is what we see from Yanto's perspective. You see that Ardzo is not quite panicked, but almost. He's concerned. He's himself. He's exactly the same as you've always known him. There's nothing about him that's changed since you've met. But there's something about this Witcher that makes him panicky. Not scared, but anxious. And he's not lying to you.
And then he'll blurt out, "I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything wrong."
No, I don't think he did. Look, listen, you're clearly freaking out, right? That doesn't look good. Just relax. Get something to drink. I will tell her not to kill her. I will tell her that you didn't do nothing wrong. not to kill you. I don't know why she would. And then you just tell her I'm not, like, just tell me I'm all right. Like, vouch for me. Don't tell her all the things. There's a lot of things you don't need to know, but just let her know that will you just tell her at least that I have been looking for all this time, that I have been, that you know.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna go get her. Right? All right.
Yeah, okay.
Listen. You know, I won't let anybody do anything to you, yeah? You know, I mean, it's not like I'm not being able to punch him in the face or anything, but I can make him feel real guilty. So.
That is something you can do after the fact. That's not something preventative.
No. Guilt is very preventative. If you don't think guilt is preventative, you've not met Gran, a lot of people. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, do I stand here? What?
No,
I don't know what to do with my body.
Just sit on the other side. It'll be all right. Yeah? Just sit. I'm going to go get her. All right? And just let her know. All right? It'll be all right. I'm not nervous either. Just get up, nod to the people. Brenna?
I need Brenna to do me a favor.
I would love to.
I need that endurance roll.
Of course. I would be more than happy to provide that endurance roll for you. Oh, critic, that's fantastic. She's gonna get drunk for once.
Oh, no.
For once in her life.
Oh, no.
Gran was right. This would knock me on my ass.
And you take this shot, and you're expecting a burn. You've had vodka so many times, but it doesn't burn. It's almost sweet,
Oh, that's too bad.
slightly floral. And you take another sip, and then another. And you go to, it's really nice. It's like smooth, very pleasant. And then you feel it. Right, and you go to turn.
Perfect.
And you are happily buzzed for probably the first time in a while. And
A long while. Ever since, like, I met up with some Witcher friends earlier, and we just passed around a bottle of rubbing alcohol. And, yeah.
Gran just kind of looks at you from down the bar and is like, see, I was right. I know.
Thank you. You are a saint.
Okay.
I come up. Brenna, if you might,
Yes.
I'd like to bring you to my friend.
I'd love to.
Oh, wonderful. But before we do, I am bound to say, when you go and speak with him, I'm going to leave you two alone for just a slight minute because I've got to check this letter. And
Sure.
my friend.
So you check on that thing as long as you need.
Great. But while I leave you two alone to sit and speak with each other,
Sure.
I'm supposed to have you promise not to attack him physically.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. He seems nervous to think that you would, but I'm supposed to tell you.
All right, sure. I won't attack him physically while we're sitting and drinking and having a wonderful time at this bar.
Excellent. He's not done anything wrong.
This is sounding more suspicious, but you know, it's fine.
Oh, good.
I'm not
All right.
worrying about it right now.
Come.
And she kind of, at this point, she slings, like undoes the buckle and slings the two swords off. And I think, like, she's feeling buzzed. She's like, wow, this is amazing. And I think so, as she slides into the booth, she just, like, slams the swords down onto the table. Because she can't get anybody if the swords aren't on her, right? And just kind of, like, slides into the end, and so they, like, hit the wall. And just, like, holds the bottle.
Brenna, Adzo, I'm very happy to introduce you to. I'm going to go right over there. There's someone I need to have a quick word with. But you two, please have a quick conversation, or a long conversation. Adzo, please just tell her the truth that she needs to know. Truth that is well beyond the scope. It's not necessary. But if you just I'm going to just let you two speak to confirm things. Tell her how long I've been looking for her. I'm gonna just go and leave you two at the table. Okay.
So we're gonna stay with Brenna and Ardzo as the two of you have come in, and as she kind of negligently walks by, Gran just drops another bottle. Again, the same kind of dusty, unlabeled thing next to Brenna, and a very large cup of mead or ale, Ardzo.
Corn liquor.
Ooh, even better.
If they've got it.
Yeah, a bottle of corn liquor next to you, and she also looks at you and goes, "You are not eating enough. Out in the woods, you're not eating enough." And she puts like another plate of meat, heavy bread, thick, yeasty brown bread, and some sausages next to you, and just kind of like pats you on the shoulder as she walks away.
Ardzo's going to take the initiative, reference the bread. That bread looks quite yeasty.
It is like working on that cork. The first bottle's not gone yet, but she's starting the cork on. She's working the cork on that second bottle. It looks like it is good bread.
Can I get both of you to roll me an awareness? I'm gonna say Brenna, yours at -4 because you're shit.
Wonderful. It's great. She's gonna have such a fun time. 18.
Still very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually
23.
really
23 for Art.
It's us witches, we are very good at noticing things.
You're very good at noticing a few things. So, but we're going to start with Ardzo. Number one, Ardzo, as you look at this witcher, she's young. Not just for a witcher, but for an elf. She's young. She has some scars and some movements. She moves like a warrior, like a trained professional. But there's just this hint, particularly to your professional eye, of something she had been unwell for a while. Not recently, years and years and years ago, but you can see it still in like the way her skin just kind of ever so slightly pulls against her bones. It's calmed down and it's changed, but you're a professional, you still see it. You also would notice that two things. One, her medallion is vibrating, and two, that brooch she's wearing glows, particularly in this dark light of this tavern. Not a lot, just enough that you might say it was like some... like if you were hunting in a cave and came across some phosphorescent mushrooms or something. Brenna, your medallion is going off. But there's nothing threatening you.
That's good enough for her right now.
Ardzo will take the lead nervously, look down at the swords, and then look up at her.
They've been taken off and like slid to the end of the table.
And he'll still look at them and then like look at you, kind of sizing you up. One hand or two?
Depends on the monster. Like if it was a spider crab, they have a carapace, so could go either way. I prefer one, faster.
Do you like to slash or do you like to pierce?
Depends on what is being fought.
But what feels better to you?
And she kind of slouches a bit, as much as her little waist armor corset, battle corset will let her, as she is relaxed, whether she wants to be or not, and she definitely wants to be, after everything today. And she's like, well, I'm going to say piercing.
Why?
Because piercing has many uses, and not all of them are in fighting. So
Go
slashing
on.
can be fun too. No, it would get lewd. I don't want to do that. This is not.
We are at an establishment that it is encouraged. I believe he looks at Gran. Yep, to be lewd.
I
Lewd,
prefer
but
not.
no prostitutes in my place.
He'll look back at Gran. That's hurtful. One time, okay?
I remember that one time was actually 4. But you're a good boy.
In the same evening, it was rough, okay? So, can we drop it now? I'm trying to have a conversation here. Okay.
She kind of she will laugh that, that laugh of an older woman who
Horse
will
grandma
never
laugh.
let it go.
Yes.
And then he'll pick up his glass of a corn liquor and be like, "This is the first drink like this I've had in about 3 to 4 years."
This is the only thing that has had an effect on me in decades, at least.
Then I guess
It is impressive.
then you came to the right place.
Seems so. She leans in like conspiratorially, but it's not like that much of a conspiratorial, lean. She's like, "What has that told you?"
Told me nothing. We dance sometimes, and I've
Did
been
notice
close with him
that he
forever.
seems-
So I know a lot about this. Is there something you would like to know about him? I could.
Do you know if he has a sister?
He might have. He has mentioned her, that he was looking for her for a long time, but I have not seen her.
Like how long? Is a
Since
long
we
time.
met a little over 20 years ago.
Okay.
Did,
That is a
are you
decent
wait?
time.
Wait a minute. Hold. Arzo starts to piece to get showingly, because
Uh-huh.
are you Yanto's sister?
That's what he told me. But
He'll stand up from his
incredulous.
stool and put his hands on your head like one chimpanzee would do to another chimpanzee and start to like dig through the hair. Oh, it is the same. I don't know how I didn't put that together at first. It is very similar. So there's you can't see, but okay. Do you dye your hair?
No, it's always been like this.
Neither has he. So
Do we-
that
I
it
can't
is
Do we
like,
look alike? I can't see. I mean, I don't. You saw us side by side, but you say we looked related?
I am an honest person. There are elements that say yes, and there are elements that say no, because you are relatively similar in frame. You have very similar hair colorings.
Mm-hmm.
And from my studies, that most of the families have a particular thing that is passed down through the generations. So
Yes, like sometimes you will have like, oh, he has his father's nose or something like that.
yeah. So let me get a look at your eyes.
I only have one.
Okay, well, can I see the other one?
It is not. It melted, kind of.
That is. I'll ask about how that happened later. I might be able to. Anyways, so the eye that she has left.
Which eye? It's a gold cat eye.
Okay, well, no, your eyes are different. That
Yes, they were a different color before the mutagens, for the witchering.
I don't
stuff.
suppose you know what. Did any of your instructors tell you?
I remember that they didn't do the eye mutagens till a little later. So they were like, like hazel.
Well, the one thing that is other than beautiful hairline, I think Yanto, as you have seen them, has beautiful hazel eyes.
I was trying not to pay. She was Does he talk all the time? Does he ever shut up? I'm
Yes,
ready to...
he
Oh,
does. But you are new to him. You know,
Okay.
how would you act if you had the quarry for 50 years
I
that you
don't
cared
know.
about, and then you just found them? How would you?
I don't know, because that hasn't happened.
So then maybe don't be so
I was-
judgmental.
I was under the impression that my family was all dead, so it's a lot to take in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they might. I don't know a lot, but he has been looking for you since we have met, and I can't verify before that. How long?
I see. Well, that's good to know. Just
Does being a witcher disconnect you from all of that?
I was trained from when I was a baby, so I didn't have family.
Did they lie to you, or is it some
No,
sort of method?
They just said, "Oh, your family was all dead, so we took you in, and now you will be Witcher."
Well,
You were from Redania, and now you are here in Ebbing.
do you have a job lined up after what you came here for?
Javik asked me to maybe look into some wolves. The Vorg in the area, maybe?
I mean, but if you stay around, maybe you can. Witchers are supposed to be known for their senses. Get to know,
This is
get to know
true.
him and figure it out.
GM, question. Have I received that letter already from a certain young someone that I know?
Yes.
I can't stay too long. I have to go to Matina.
What is in Matina?
As friends...
That is south, down by where I am from.
It is. Oh, where we are from, that is good. Well, it is a lovely country there.
Okay.
I have a friend who sent me a letter asking for help. He's like a yeah, I taught him how to fight with a sword. He's almost like a nephew or something, I guess you could say. Yeah, we're close.
Younger than you?
Younger? Yeah, he's like 22.
Oh,
I think
it's a
he was
baby.
22. It's so small.
Elf? Human?
Human.
Ah, poor thing.
I know. So young.
Such short, meaningless lives.
The lives are quite short.
But do you have to go down the right way? What did he need your help for?
He didn't write in the letter. He just said he needed me to come
Well,
down
then
and help.
make sure when you meet him that you tell him to be more communicative in the
I
letters.
will do that.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
If it was super urgent, I could stay for a couple of days. I will look into this wolf problem.
But not too into it or anything, you know?
I have a question for you. Are you cursed?
Am I? He takes a deep breath in and is like, I don't think so.
Because my medallion's all dancey whenever you are near. Because it did that in front of the bakery.
He'll
And
smile.
it's doing it again. And I just, you were cursed because you've been so nice. I was going to see if I could help you.
Well, no, there's, I mean, your medallion, from what I have heard, with your medallions vibrate at the use of magic. So,
Magic! Monsters! Curses!
magic, monsters, curses. So,
Those are the,
there
big
is-
three.
there is a sorcerer that we know that
Yes,
resides
but he's
nearby.
so far away. He's all the way over there. It doesn't.
But wait,
it's a certain
he-
range.
He is a very ambitious sorcerer, so magic could be laden anywhere, and there's also a godling nearby who causes fun little mischief times.
Oh, they are fun, aren't they?
And so,
They're
like,
so
they
cute.
are, yeah,
They've got like the little baby face.
some of them are fucking dickheads, but most of them are cute.
They have like the baby faces and the big eyes.
I
Hey,
know,
hey,
that's...
hey, Arzo.
Mhm.
I need a deception, but you get a +2 because she's fucked up.
I will roll my human perception.
You're really good at that, right?
Mind any
human-
negatives for this human perception?
Yes.
Ooh.
Negative how much?
Let's just say -2 because I gave him a +2.
That's fair.
It's 21.
9.
Lots of 9. Yeah, this godling is apparently a dick.
It's probably true.
This makes me so sad that there is a dick godling.
They
usually so
if
nice.
If you live as long as they do in hiding and with the mischief, you know what joy is there but to
Do you
fuck
need me
with
to
other people's
scold,
affairs?
to scold this godling? Make
No,
him less of a dick.
this
To be like,
godling
stop
and
being
I-
so mean.
No, there are things that I do for this godling that are nice. I feed them sometimes. I make them.
That is nice of you. You are such a nice person.
Sometimes I am for sure. But I'm a community-oriented person that
Can I have
lives
some
by
of your
myself in the
sausage?
woods. Oh, that. Okay, yeah. And he'll push the
He'll just
plate of
pick
meat
up one of
over.
those.
Yep. They're good. They're good. They're really good. Like wait.
I've only had
what?
half a turnover since getting into town, and he tried to give me a mug of milk, and it was strange, and so I did not drink it. So this is good.
Charcuterie. It was like either
And
you-
so there
are-
was some bread.
Do you like to have fun, Brenda?
Yes, sometimes.
On a
What
scale
kind
of 1 to
fun?
10, how much fun do you like to have?
What kind of fun are we talking about?
Lots of the biggest funs.
The
Do you like
biggest
games?
funs.
I have games.
Games can be fun. Yeah, what
Okay.
kind of games?
Betting games, wagering games.
Oh, I'm bad at those. I'm not good at those at all.
But you have to try, because if you try hard enough for a long enough period of time, eventually you will have fun. You know. So, let's play.
You can
a
do
game.
one because I'm very bad at it. But
Okay, what would you like to wager?
what do you want to wager?
I will wager, and he'll take a dwarven cleaver that's very finely crafted and put it on the table. It's like a small, like a surgical-looking meat cleaver.
I was thinking it was going to be some manacles.
No, I need those. So I'm gonna put the meat cleaver on the table, and be like, "This is a very finely crafted weapon from my own family." So
Oh, that is nice.
now, what would you that is also of metal and perhaps you're wearing on your person that you would like to also wager?
Well, most of my things are on confidant or his confidant. Metal. Does it have to be metal?
I mean, it could be just of a shiny, hard surface. It doesn't have to be metal per se. I don't know, like a
okay.
necklace or.
No, I
something.
don't have anything like that I can wager.
But you've got the necklace. I'm looking at it
Oh
right now.
no, this I can't wager that. They would kill me.
Who's they?
The witches.
No, they would not. You're
You're
out
not.
here
I'm
alone.
not supposed to lose this.
You wouldn't lose it.
I would.
If you
I'm
win,
very bad at this game. I told
you're
you
not
I'm
bad
bad
at this game. It's a
I'm
very
very
fun
bad at
game.
the
You have a
games.
good chance of
Oh,
winning this
but I
game.
have monies.
I don't know. Money's. I have to listen. Money's not the. It's fine.
I don't have a chastity belt. That would be metal, but I don't have one of those.
What is a chastity belt?
Never heard of a chastity belt?
No, I have not.
It's
Please,
this
go on.
contraption that the ladies they wear around their waist, and then it has metal spikes, and it has a lock on it, and it goes like around.
No,
like
stop.
an undergarment.
This can't be real. What is this a
It
real
is a
thing?
sink. It's a sink. I heard about it. There was a noble down south, and his daughter was just with everyone, and he just wouldn't have it, and so he made her wear a chastity belt.
He'll look at you dead seriously. Is like, can you get me a name?
Probably, I kept to think about it. It was a while ago. It was very, Lord,
You don't have it anyway, so you can't wager something you don't have. So let's.
I don't have one of those. No,
Let's. I don't know. Let's start with just that little necklace you have on.
I can't do the necklace. I can do the chain.
Well, no. How about what about this? What about if? Because like you could wager it. This cleaver's the best thing I have right here. Just full out, letting you know right now. So, but you won't lose it if you win.
I can wager my steel sword. That is something I can get a new one of.
Well, but
Pulls it out of the scabbard.
No,
like,
that don't
just
have the
slides
word. This is okay.
This
There's a lot of people here.
metal
Don't.
And was on my person. This is something that meets your parameters.
He'll duck out of the way.
No, she just drug it out like on the table, like just pulled it out and just like.
The minute you pull the sword out, a hand slams on the table, and Gran's like, "Put it away! No weapons or fighting in my establishment. Also, you know the rules."
I didn't. Okay, don't blame me. Okay.
Your cleaver's on my table.
I'm cutting up something, sir. She's getting a fingernail.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying.
Follow the rules. Follow the rules. I'll bring you pudding.
The sword.
She kind of like turns and looks at you.
I don't think she will let us wager those kinds of things. We can't.
Yeah, but listen, don't let other people tell you what to do. I think
I
you
do
can.
all the time.
Why though? That's not good for your heart.
Well, because I have to listen to some of them, and then other ones I like, and so I do what they say.
Life is short, so I think you should. Listen, this is with the
but
game
some
of this
people's
amount
lives
of fun.
are shorter.
But only
just outlive them, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore.
You're right, which is why you should wager the necklace.
No, the witches all lived very long, unless they're killed by monsters.
Right, well, that's not going to happen clearly. So I think, if you did, it's a very nice cleaver, and you could have it. It's all yours if you just want to play.
Don't use a cleaver, though. I've been thinking about getting it to like a whip.
Oh, I can get the whip for you.
And she holds the sausage, like the whip handle, and just.
And then she'll whip it, and half the sausage will break out, and he'll catch it.
It's just like sausage juice.
And then he'll eat the sausage that falls off. But I understand where you're coming from. I can get you a whip, but for fun game time, let us wager. Let us have a little wager. Leave a little.
As this conversation is going on, a plate is. Lencia comes. She's young with her thumbs up. Places a plate of like rice pudding with just a little bit. No, excuse me, not rice pudding. Milk pudding. Turkish milk pudding with a little cinnamon and nutmeg on top, and puts one in front of both of you and looks at you, Ardzo, and then looks at you and kind of get Brenna and then tries to give this glare like she's trying to be her grandmother, but she's 17, 18, right? She's got years and decades, and we're gonna come back, pull back on her as she turns and takes the tray, and we're gonna follow her as she glances out the window, and the camera's gonna follow out the window as this figure with this shocking white hair is leaning artfully against the wall, away from sight, but just that little bit of light reflection on his hair gives him away for briefest moments to our camera lens. And Yanto, there's a gentleman, little scruffy looking, short, dark hair, long, thin fingernails, very gaunt. Very gaunt. Look.
Shade? What you doing here?
Well, there's a problem.
It's better be a big problem if you're here. I mean, I've got,
Yeah,
what?
so you know the crew in Belhaven?
Yeah.
It's no word that, the, bandits is using a name.
Wait. the bandits are using our name.
Yeah, and they're using wolves, so it's reinforcing it. And they ain't stopping to not locals no more.
What do you mean?
So this little pissant baron bullshit was on his way south, right? Not a big deal, but kind of, a little shithead. He stopped in Belhaven. He's gonna go get married to some whatever in Matina, or who knows. Apparently, like, the Von Welders are supposed to be hosting this wedding. It's a thing. Massive event. And this little shithead's pulling through. So, he stops in Belhaven on the way, and he's talking about how these bandits with these wolf masks and these wolf pins are pulling up and trying to hold him hostage for like a toll and shit. And he's demanding that the local that lordling who comes out, the one in Belhaven, the one
with the that one for the
with
the eye.
Yeah, with the eye and the thing, and the young one who's, pretty okay, but he's still a dick. What's his name? It'll come to me. And he kind of rubs his finger under his nose. Yeah. And as he does so, you see his hands are shaking just barely.
Shade, you're on
what?
work, right?
Yeah, I'm working. I ain't done nothing, boss. What you think I'm doing? I ain't done nothing.
All right. What you do in your own time is your own business, right? But when you're on work, you're on work.
Yeah, I ain't done nothing in like 3 weeks. I had to come see you. That's what I was told, right?
Yeah, well, all right. But, so, who'd they take?
So they took this little pissant, little baron bullshit, and then they let him out when they finally and then they get to Lord Vanix, Vanix place down in Belhaven. Anyways, he comes in and he's running his mouth about how the wolves or whatever, and the wolves are doing this, and they got wolves that are working with them. And then they started talking about it, and it was not good shit, boss. It was not good shit. And this dude he was talking about was like jacked and shit, and he got like arms, like, honestly, it's a little creepy, and you know me, I'm not one to be freaked out by a lot of shit, but this description, man. And then apparently they found out that somebody mentioned that, the flame, right? And they said that, nah, the wolves wouldn't do nothing, they run the flame. So Vanix shut down the flame. For like a week.
All right, are we back up or are we not back up?
We're back up, but, some people ain't happy.
Well, I ain't happy. This is, Alright, so we got some bandits biting our name. Fucking hell. Causing trouble. Alright,
Hey, boss. They ain't right. Like, they ain't right,
something... Alright, listen.
Quick head out, right? She went out.
Yeah.
Tracks went right, boss. Tracks went right. 2,
right,
not
listen.
4. 2, not 4. But wolves, like big, like size of me head.
Alright, listen. This is what I'm gonna say. First off, Lord Vanix, he likes the twins. So maybe we can, give him an evening with the twins. Let him know we ain't involved. Somebody's,
Peaches says she wants to talk to you, by the way.
Is everything alright then? Or no?
She isn't talking to Cream, so take that as what you want.
Oh. Alright, but we need Peaches and Cream together if they're gonna go and have an evening with the Baron. Do you think you can... Look, talk to Quick. Tell her to talk to Peaches and Cream. Tell them we gotta, for the good of the whole organization, the outfit. They gotta get, just like have an evening with the Baron, have Lord Vanix just sort of like relaxed a little bit, get our reputation a little bit back. I mean, it's not good if it's not good, right? If this is if they're somewhat unnatural, I know a witcher. Maybe we could get the Baron here to maybe take out a bounty. Witcher gets paid. We can take care of these bandits, clear our name. Yeah. Listen, what I'm gonna say is, gotta do a bit of damage control. I will try to make my way back as soon as I can. Although, just been here, but, all right, look, make your way back. Don't take the routes where travelers go, right? Just take some side road. Talk to get Quick to talk to Peaches and Cream. Get Peaches and Cream not arguing about whatever they want to argue about this time. Get them to have an evening with the Lord so they could, everything cool. If they someone in his household really likes some of the stuff that Ardzo makes.
Yeah, that's... See, boss, ain't none of that stuff been getting to Bellhaven.
Wait a minute, what do you mean?
It ain't getting to Bellhaven. They jacking our shit.
Well, that's not good, because that's a bit of our profit. So they are now they're messing with us two different ways. All right. Okay. Look. Keep everybody that works at the Discreet Flame discreet. Keep them indoors. Try to smooth things over with the Lord. Quick will take care of it. Business arrangements, and I'm gonna see if we can get the Baroneer to be concerned and maybe send out set up the contract to the Witcher. And look, I'm gonna ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
If I can get Ardzo to get you some of the stuff, can you guarantee me he'll make its way back in?
Boss, I ain't never jacked from you.
All right then, because that would be bad.
I ain't never jacked from you.
All right, so talk to Ardzo, get him stuff, bring it back in. Now, that at least a bunch of our customers don't need it, but there are a couple people feel a little bit pulled, a little bit influenced, probably a little bit upset right now, yeah? So, see if that can go. Make sure I'll send Ardzo out to talk with you. See if he's got something he can bring back. And we've got... this is not good. I'll see if we can get the Baron. We'll see if we can get a contract out, see if we can take care of these bandits, especially if they's not...
They ain't right, boss. They ain't right.
Yeah. You do me a favor, yeah?
Yeah, boss.
You don't take the regular road back, right? You take a side route. It's a bit longer, but I don't want you getting killed.
I ain't getting killed for nobody, boss. You know that.
All right. Look, this ain't... I'm gonna...
So I wait. We're waiting for Ardzo, right? That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Just checking, boss. Like it's been a time.
Yeah. Well, I'll get you something for yourself, and then bring something back for a couple of people there. There's that priest. Priest will be mad if we don't get nothing. There's that the magistrate. He will be mad if you don't get something.
Yeah,
so,
Volkorix actually decided to have a that priest of the Levani.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a scene during sermon. It was...
All right.
It was
Look,
weird, boss.
Let me tell you something. I don't care if they're bandits on the road, none of my business, but if they get into our business, then it's our business. And we take care of our business, right? So we're gonna take care of it. Well,
Alright.
I'll send Ardzo out to work out that business, and Shade, just be careful. And there's no problem, right? None of my clients or anything, they all know I've been away. Nobody come sniffing about, nothing?
Nah, nothing for you, boss.
All right, good. I'm gonna
There's
go
just
get
that crazy
Arzo.
lady coming.
Oh, well, she's lonely.
Yeah, she did say that she's written you a new sonnet. I don't think it's very good, boss.
No, but she thinks that I think it's very good, and that's what matters. Well, we ain't lost nobody yet, but we're gonna have to go and convince the Baron to make a contract on these bandits. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna send Arzo out to talk to you, organize some of the stuff. Fucking hell. All right. Wait here.
He kind of slinks back into the shadow.
I step through, wave at the people that come to sit in the booth.
Out of curiosity, can both Arzo and Brenna roll me a gambling roll, please?
Witcher empathy +0. Let's go. Ha. 10.
It's not a bad roll, actually.
It's not. It's a really good roll for me. Oh!
Ooh.
Damn
She's
it.
just... So here's the thing. She's rolling... It's not Gwent. It's too early for Gwent. It's 200 years before Geralt...
Playing dice poker, bitches.
We're playing dice poker. And she's just
Far superior
rolling
game.
ungodly. And it's not that she's even doing it intentionally. She's just getting that good rolls.
Not looking when she throws this, and then oh, that is sets.
Don't touch the dice. Don't.
And then
Do not
2
touch the
kinds.
dice. You cannot touch. That's
Pointing.
against the rules.
I'm not touching.
It was in the palm of your hand. You laid your hand on it.
No,
I can't
was
tell
grabbing...
if you're cheating or not.
No, I don't. I don't know
Friends?
how to get dice.
What do you mean you
Hello?
don't know how to cheat at the... Hey.
Friends,
I've only
what-
played this game a couple of times. I was really bad at it.
Well, you're a cheater. You're not getting my cleaver.
What is going on?
Making me gamble.
Oh, you should not be gambling at all.
I don't. I'm very bad at it.
Yes,
but
I
I
suspect
think
that's
I won.
true. Oh, really?
Oh, she cheated.
I did not cheat. I don't.
I doubt she cheated.
You're touching the dice after you roll them. That is universal for cheating.
I'm pointing at them. I'm not touching them.
Just
You might think in your head that you're pointing at them, but you are fucking slapping the shit out of the dice.
Arzo, comrade, did you talk to her as I asked you to? I wave at somebody.
Yep. Yeah, totally. I did.
Excellent. You have one small thing to do outside. We have a mutual friend who is in need of...
Is it piss?
No.
That's what people usually step outside if it's happened for.
Great. Friend outside needs to speak with you. If you would...
Fine.
Your work. Yes.
He'll back up this. He'll push himself away from the table, take the remainder of his stew, and like chug the broth, slam it down, and go outside.
Wait.
What?
So, sorry.
Yeah?
You do things. If there were... You do... like potions and things against things that might be magical or bad.
Can I have some specifics, please?
When you get back...
Get back to my cabin,
back here into the inn,
into the inn.
because
Yes.
you're going to go outside and then going to come back.
It depends on how much work I have to do, okay?
But either way, just come back. Thank you.
As he leaves, Brenda says, not terribly quiet, I think we're friends now. I think he's my friend.
Oh, good. He's a good person. And
He's very nice.
I just lean in so that we're, across the table. So he told you, right, that I've been looking for you?
He did say that when you met him 20 years ago.
Yes, it's about 25.
It's a long time ago.
It was. I've been looking for you for a long time.
That's what he said.
So, I know it's probably hard to believe, but I mean, I'm not...
But I've been drinking.
I'm sorry. I've been looking for you for a really long time. It's been hard.
How did you not get eaten by the harpies?
I wasn't home at the time when it happened. I used to run away a lot back then. And,
why?
Me
Our
dad.
parents mean did they beat us?
No, they were wonderful. They were good.
Okay.
They were good. But
Why would you run away? Some people don't have parents. Some people grow up and they are given a bunch of, mutagens and things, and they might have some parental figures, but they're all training and do this. And, why would you run away from, a good parent?
me dad was missing. He left. He didn't come back, and so I go out and try to find him.
Did he say he was going to get, something from the corner store?
Basically, yeah. He said he was going to go to the inn, and
So
he didn't come
that means
back.
he's not going to come back.
Well, I was real young, I was just a kid.
Oh, how young were you? How old are you?
63.
Okay.
So it was 9, 10, something like that. 8, 7, young when he went, and he didn't come back. And it was like 8, and I would just go looking for him, and I would she'd come back by dinner, but this one night I didn't come back that night. I was out.
And that's when the harpies came.
Yeah.
And of course, because you weren't home by dinner, everyone thought you were dead. I guess that makes sense.
And when I come back,
Why didn't you come home for dinner?
I got drunk.
But you were 9.
Yeah. I was went out to an inn
Okay.
looking for my dad, and
And you got drunk.
yeah,
Doesn't sound like you were looking very hard.
I was encouraged to get a little bit drunk, and then I woke up the next morning and feeling real bad, a bit embarrassed. Got home and Mum was dead, and they said some witcher took you.
Was that sad?
Yeah. So I did my best to try to find you when I could. I couldn't really travel or anything like that for a while, but I've been...
And now you're a traveling person?
Yeah.
Sells things?
That's what I tell people sometimes, yeah.
Okay, that's what you tell people, but what do you do?
I do a lot of things.
Okay.
But that's not important to share with other people, right? In this town, I'm a jewel crafter.
And what are you when you're not in this town?
I'm not a jewel crafter.
That sounds suspicious.
That's why you don't want to tell people.
So what were you doing for 3 months if you weren't selling jewels?
I was not selling jewels. I'm not a jewel crafter. I was doing things that you do. You do things. You get by.
I kill monsters and investigate things. and then I go tell them that I killed them, and then I get paid, and then I kill more monsters. Does Javik know? You seem to
No.
be in a relationship.
Right. Yep. Yep. So this is not a thing we're gonna share with Jarvik, because would not be great.
You don't want me to tell Javik?
Correct. It would be
I'm
great.
I'm good about
don't.
not sharing things.
That's
so
excellent. Look, there's a problem with these bandits on the road. My people will just say
I don't deal with bandits. I don't.
Right. But I don't think
Witchers
the
aren't
bandits...
supposed to kill humans.
Yeah,
so...
but I don't think they're humans.
Or elves or dwarves or halflings or gnomes.
No, don't think that any of that. None of that.
Do you think? What do you think they are?
Well, wolves that walk on 2 feet, and
like werewolves?
probably.
You think that these bandits are werewolf bandits?
Yep.
They have a whole little werewolf bandit gang
Probably.
doing werewolf bandity things.
Also kidnapping people. And
Oh, like who? Who are these werewolf bandits kidnapping?
nobles.
Where are these bandits kidnapping nobles? And
Oof.
she gets a little bit more serious as
Go ahead and roll me
Like-
that endurance.
I would love to. Oh. That's rolling a 4. I'm getting better,
Well,
but
no, but it's a 15. You are definitely no longer drunk. It is cleared off for you. You aren't even getting hungover. You are a little bit coming out of it, significantly.
yeah, I think that kind of
Werewolf,
helps
yeah.
sober. Yes, that. And there are these werewolves bandits kidnapping nobles.
So, listen.
All right, let's tell me the whole story. I don't know why I'm saying this to you, but tell me the whole story.
All right, but I'm gonna tell you in a slightly different way. It's all right, yeah. So, Ards is
Right.
close enough to help. Ards is real good with sort of alchemy and all that kind of stuff. So listen.
Why is alchemy okay? Just
Don't
tell
you
me
need
the
it?
story.
That's not what you need for I don't know what.
I need you to tell me the story, and then we can go from there.
All right. So what I'm thinking is, I know that witches don't do stuff for free, so I'm thinking maybe we can get the Baroneer to maybe hire you to do this job.
Okay, sure. But tell me what you know about the werewolf bandits and who they've been kidnapping, where they've been kidnapping, how many people they've kidnapped. You know, this kind of thing. Do you know any of these things?
Right. If I tell you this story, will you promise not to be mad at me? Because I'm going to tell you the story. I'm going to tell it to you. But just don't get mad. Promise?
Witches have we're very non-emotional people.
All right. So, there have been some bandits. They're on the road from a little bit north of here down to Belhaven. They've been on the roads. They've been hitting people up for a while, and I just didn't really care so much because they
weren't affecting you. That's
Right.
always how it goes. So
Yeah.
now, when no one wants to report the monster until it's directly affecting them and their problems. So please continue.
Right. I mean, it was getting outsiders, not locals, so you know, not my business. But I just heard that they've been a bit more in me business. So I know that it's going to sound like I'm bringing this up because it's affecting my business, and it is affecting my business. So that is partially why I'm bringing it up. But I don't want it to seem like I only care about this because it's affecting me business. But it is affecting me business. So I just want to be completely open and honest with you because you're my sister, and I don't want you to think that I'm lying to you. I'm like trying to pull a con or anything like that. So I just feel like I should be upfront. So
Okay, all right. So I am listening.
they've been shaking people down. They've been kidnap some people, getting people make but so apparently they also been it's a bit tricky. So let's say theoretically that I have some associates, and let's say
Alright.
these associates and I have a name for ourselves,
Sure.
and let's say the name we have for ourselves is the Wolves. Let's
Yes,
just
like
say,
a club.
like
Sure.
a club, right? And you don't share that with nobody. But these bandits in the woods call themselves that as well. So they've been calling themselves by
They've been
our name.
impersonating. They've been trying to push blame onto
Yeah,
you and your friends.
and they've been successful. So one of me people went out there, did a little bit of tracking. She's real good at that. She's an elf like us. Oh, that reminds me about something. I should probably tell you something maybe a little bit later about you. Well, she said that there's been some descriptions of him and all that, and he's not normal. He's been like having like wolf tracks, but like 2 feet, not 4. So it seems
That
like
is strange.
Yeah.
Yes. Can I
Seems
make a Witcher training roll to see if I know anything about that? Cool.
Yes, you can make a Witcher train.
I will make a Witcher training roll. 22. Sure sounds like werewolves. All right. This definitely sounds like werewolves. Maybe werewolves, wargs, and other wolves.
So I'm thinking if we could get you paid, then you could get that as like a legit contract, and then maybe, you know.
The Baron here might be able to do that. Also, someone in Belhaven
Right, yeah.
might. It's also very close. Belhaven is very close to Matina. So it's possible that these werewolves are affecting that area as well.
All right. So I just think if we could maybe get this going, it would be helpful to me. Because I've got, look.
How long have they been disrupting your affairs?
Well, I just found out about it today, but I've been traveling a bit, so a couple of weeks at least. I mean, they've been around doing their business for a while, but they've been disrupting us for maybe 3-4 weeks now. At least as far as I know, it could be a bit earlier. But I gotta tell you, about 25 years ago, when I first met Arto,
All right.
we was in the woods out around here. I mean, I was in the woods. Arto was also in the woods, but he wasn't with me. We met each other. But that night we stayed, camp, we shared camp
like
together.
you do in the woods, yes.
Right. But there was wolves back then. Oh, I'm going to tell you something again. And again, look, I'm being real honest with you. And when I am really honest with people, it makes them feel like I'm a bad person, right? And they get bad
You told me not to
feelings.
get mad at you, and I don't know why I would get mad at you at any of
Okay.
the things you have said so far.
Great. Because it doesn't make me look like an upstanding jewel merchant, right? So,
Well,
so let's say we're in the woods 25 years ago, right? And let's say there are wolves out there in the woods. Yeah.
like there are, yes.
Yeah. And let's say a Witcher medallion vibrated 25 years ago out in the woods when the wolves were sort of, getting close.
Well, that means either monsters,
Yeah.
magic, or curses. Those are the top 3 reasons a Witcher medallion vibrates.
Right. So what I'm saying is that these, I got a reason to believe that 25 years ago there was something wolf and magic. Or
Well,
curse or
werewolves can
monster.
live a long lifespan.
So I'm just saying that maybe these werewolves have been around for a long time, for like a couple of decades, and I don't know why they just. Do werewolves normally become bandits and take? I'm just saying that maybe something is different now than it was 25 years ago, and it seems.
Could be different leadership. It could be they got bored and wanted to try something new.
Well,
There's many reasons.
just thought you might want to know that
Yes.
information. That. Yeah. So. Just, I wanted you to know.
So,
Hey,
Brenna.
not a bad person. That's all.
Yes.
Just as Yanto says, I'm not a bad person, you feel something around the back of your neck ever so slightly trying to lift that medallion off the back of your neck.
Just hold on to it. They can drop the chain. I'm just gonna hold on to the cat head. And then I reach around.
Roll.
Just the back of my neck. I can play it off as I had an itch or something, but...
Are you trying to go for him? For whoever
Just
this
trying
is?
to... If there was... Yeah, I could, like, grab the wrist.
Cool.
Seems bad.
Roll me an attack.
Oh.
I'd love to. What kind of attack?
Just a brawling.
Sure. Not
This
my
is
best,
unarmed?
but...
You know, it's unarmed.
Yeah. We'll do fast. 'Cause... Yeah. Sure. No. Unarmed. Arm, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
I mean, you don't have to... Yeah. Oof. First attack is crit fail. Second attack is a crit. Roll the crit fumble for the fumble. For a 3.
Okay.
And then...
Oh!
So you grab your necklace, and you reach back to grab who's ever there, and you just feel them dodge out of the way. And do you make the second attack?
I think, yeah, it's a grab like this, and then a grab like extend the arm, because most likely they went back.
Okay. Then I need to roll. So that is a 30. He's not gonna get that. So with 21, as you kind of spin around and put your hand on his throat.
Yeah, it was the grab like this, and then the arm extend, grab out like that.
You see a...
Probably grab the shirt this time instead of the arm or something, just... Yep.
And it's this young-looking
I have to turn this way 'cause I
gentleman
don't see anything if I
dressed
turn
in
that way.
black, kind of gaunt-looking, dark hair, dark eyes. You saw him trying to make eye contact with Yanto earlier in the night.
Friend of yours? Just direct.
I'm gonna say, who are you? Get out of here. You're not welcome.
Yeah, no big.
Tried to steal a Witcher's medallion. It will not end well for you.
No worries. Buy a drowned on me. Have a good one.
And then I hold him just a sec, like 3 seconds longer than I need to, just to get that sweat going, and then I let go.
Yeah. And he kind of falls back away from you and slinks out the door.
And there's just like eyes. What do you make of my friend Adzo?
Delightful.
I think so too.
I don't know his obsession with gambling, but besides from that, delightful. Maybe it's because he doesn't get out much.
Do me a favor, would you?
Maybe.
Never gamble with anyone. Don't do it.
I usually don't.
Don't.
You
Don't.
Yes, I'm very bad at it. I usually don't.
You
So it's a
are,
rare chance.
and you seem very trusting, so I would say don't gamble with people. Yes, that's what I would say. Something's going on. Don't like it.
Do you have a way of... Are any nobles have been kidnapped recently? Do you know if they're still holding anyone captive? Because we need to proceed slightly differently if I need to proceed slightly differently if there's captives.
Well, from
Then if it's just old ransom and then we gave them back.
Well, my information that I got was that someone was held and then paid off, and then they came back and reported about what happened. But for all I know, it's unclear. Hey,
And I pull out a piece of I reach into my pockets. I pull out a piece of paper and I look at the date that I'm supposed to be there by.
So, do you need like special concoctions and blade oils and whatnot to sort of kill werewolves?
It does never hurts to have it. No.
Ardzo does that sort of a thing. He's
Interesting.
quite good.
I'd imagine Javik does as well.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Many mages dabble in alchemy, and he seemed to have. He was speaking of sulfur, which indicates he is definitely a mage that dabbles in alchemy.
Yes, he is. Yes. You're staying in the inn tonight, right? You're not
That
going...
was a stable, so I was assuming
No,
the inn.
No. You're not going to talk to Javik too closely, right? About...
He seemed very busy. No.
Good. All right. Good.
I can keep secrets.
I need to tell you one other thing, though, because, look, I'm going to just tell you this. I will never lie to you, all right? That's the deal I'm making with you.
All right.
I do lie a lot, though, but I won't lie
Why
to you.
is that?
It's complicated.
Is it?
It is. You need to know that my father's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Not dead.
Mm-hmm. Our father's missing, not dead.
No. My father's missing.
Oh. Is my father dead?
No. Well, yes. Yes?
All right.
He has died now.
Hmm.
But I do know who your father was.
Suppose names would be helpful.
Would
I
it?
have a scrap of quilt. It's the only thing I have left from when I was...
Oh. Wait. He pulls out his cloak. One moment. And gets the inside lining of his cloak. And inside the lining of his cloak, there's like this scrap of quilt. It's from my mother. She was she embroidered. That's what she did.
Oh, well, that settles it then, I guess.
Hey, Brenna,
Yeah?
can I ask for an awareness? Or,
Yeah,
awareness.
an awareness?
Mhm.
I can roll whatever you want me to. If you, sure it's not... okay.
It's that or deduction. Your choice.
I'm better at awareness than deduction, but I'm decent at both, so...
In this case, it's your choice.
11!
It wasn't actually that hard, so...
Yeah.
That piece of quilt, it matches, but it matches perfectly. It's the same thing. You know it to be true. But one thing that piece of quilt has that yours didn't was more detail in the embroidery. It was almost like the quilt was incomplete and finished.
Yeah.
And
I was
that
only
embroidery.
a baby. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, she was making it. And that embroidery, right around the edging, you've seen that before. But not on a quilt.
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
Does it remind me of some vines and a snowdrop?
Yes, exactly that. A
Okay.
snowdrop with vines wrapped around.
What? You said our mother embroidered. What did your father and my father do?
Well, my father was a jewel crafter. It's, I was learning, right, as it were. I use those skills for other things now, but your father was not a jewel crafter?
Well, what was he then?
He was the reason my father walked out and didn't come back.
Oof.
But
That sounds like mother's problem.
So you know that you're from Redania, and I'm from Redania.
Yes.
We're from a little town outside the capital.
Mm-hmm.
Our
Had a
mum-
harpy attack about 52
yeah.
years ago.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Our mum does embroidery. She did embroidery. And she was real good.
You really like to beat around the bush a lot, don't you?
Yeah, it's because it's a bit difficult.
That's fine. You just do your things then.
Or I'll just tell you.
You can keep beating the bush. I mean, I
if you
don't
just
have
wanna
any
know
plans
direct,
tonight.
If you just want to know direct, I'll just your dad was.
Just
the
don't
king
beat around the.
Your dad was the king of Redania. That's what it was. So.
I'm sorry. Did I?
You said you didn't want the beat. You didn't want the bush.
I'm just making
beaten.
sure I heard you correctly. You said my father was the king of Redania?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just wanted to beat around the bush to sort of like ease you into it, but you apparently don't want to be eased into it. Yeah. So.
I usually don't know.
Usually, I find it's a little bit easier to sort of.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So.
You beat around the bush a lot, is all I'm saying.
Because I'm afraid you're gonna leave.
Does that mean that I'm your boyfriend's half-sister?
Oh, well, yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. But yes, as it turns out.
So, I've met two brothers today.
Oh.
And at that, the door opens to this inn, letting the blast of cold air in. Figure stands, throws back a cloak. Tall, regal, long white hair pulled back, but not like Yanto or Brenna. Human, older, but short-cropped, brushed beard. He smiles kindly to everyone in the inn. Gran greets him with a pleasant voice. Baldwin, you look like you're half frozen. Come on in, have a seat. And where'd Ardzo go? And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Oh.
Okay.
Ardzo.
Ardzo, come back.
Ardzo, come back. Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How we doing?
There are ethical problems now.
I have family.
There are some ethical problems I didn't think of before just this moment.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, like, I thought I had all this stuff down.
I'm just gonna keep on witchering.
Yeah. No, I was like, oh, it's fine, right? I was like, oh, I'll just lie to my boyfriend. It'll be cool.
Telling me I had family, buddy. That's great.
Yeah, well, now I was like, oh, yeah. Oh,
So, I'm going to go around. We can let these fine, wonderful, fabulous friends of mine tell you where you can find them, and I can do all of the wonderful shill stuff at the end. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for staying. Thank you all. Yeah. All of this. And as Crit says, I have been sitting on this, and if you're in Troopers Discord, I have a channel in there where I've been sharing not spoilers, but like updates on how things are going. Yeah. This is just episode 1, y'all. You think this is gonna go? There's secrets and things, and so Sven, who said that his father was the king of Redania and wished that his boyfriend would come with him to visit for the family? Because, you know, he's got like 16 brothers or sisters. Or more.
Look, I'm just not going. I can't. It's awkward to go back to Redania for reasons. That's just, I can't.
But
like
we're
I got
gonna
a lot of
go
family there.
around
Should
and we're
visit.
gonna talk to the wonderful gentleman who is Dwarf.
Dwarf.
Oh,
Hi,
it
Billy.
is me.
Thank you, Billy, for coming. Thank you for playing.
Thank you for having me. This will be the only episode of this show I'm on because I'm dead outside.
Wait, what? What were those?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Don't get stabbed.
I'm a character in it.
Flashes, not stab. Not.
Yeah, I love this, and I something that I don't see a lot of is like small casts, and I can't tell you how comfortable and relaxed I felt doing all of this, and like I don't have to worry so much about progressing to the next scene. I can just live in a scene, which is really, really cool and fun. So I had a blast doing that. I love all these characters. Everyone is also the cosplay is on fucking point. And I wasn't expecting this much intrigue and conflict on the first episode.
So you trying to date my sister? Is that what's going on?
We had like in a 10 episode season, we just did like 8 episodes worth of stuff. And I don't think so. She was drunk and I was anxious. So what happened happened.
It's the name of our next album, Drunk and Anxious. Or
that's
Anxious is by Sonny and Cher cover
That's
band.
the theme of the 2000s so far.
Yep.
From the new millennium starting to 2021 is that. If you're a follower of stuff on the internet, Bill of the Forest, I do some other stuff. Check it out.
Yes. Check out Bill. All the Bill. I should do shout out thing. See, Trooper, you have to teach me how to do that and set that up so I'll do it in the right way.
Nightbot.
Okay, well, I don't have Nightbot. I have Streambot and Cloudbot, and I'll do it in the same way. I just need to find the command, figure out the command. It's fine. I'll do it. Hey, Hey, Lindy. Hey.
Hey, Prax.
Are you happy that you found your family?
She's got to figure out what it means to have family now, 'cause she's not had at least blood relations family before, and it seems like everyone's half family, so that's interesting. I'm excited. This was fun. We've been sitting on this for weeks, and I'm very excited. Also, I love my eye patch. I just figured I should.
I should also shout out the fact that Lindy made said eye patch because she is dope and skilled.
And I can see through it, so my depth perception is not absolute shit. It's just kind of shit. So yeah, I can do this, and I can tell you how many fingers you're holding up, because it's pretty cool like that. It's 5 for Trooper, 3 for Prax, and then for Billy, these have more fingers. So yeah, it's super fun, super cool. I can't wait for more. She's got brothers now.
That's
and
awkward.
Her new friend Ardso, because she meets all her friends in taverns, so he's obviously a new friend. Even if he might be cursed, he might not realize it, and that's okay. And we gotta hunt down these werewolves close to Matina, because that's not a good thing. And I have to be in Matina anyways, so it's really convenient that this potential contract is down near that way. Find me at Laugh Love Lindy on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I play and GM a lot of tabletop RPGs. You can find me on Tuesday nights GMing Mists of Ravenloft on my channel, and we will very shortly, within the next few weeks here, rating on maybe get assets and art and stuff together for Mondays in Exandria, Wanderlust, and Wildmounts. So that'll be a fun D&D campaign, and I believe on the 30th of this month we will be back after a very long hiatus with Aliens. So if you're super into super amazing content like this, check that out as well. And I tweet and retweet things when I'm on other places, so just follow that.
Yes. And Z, not gentleman of the hour. Hey, Trooper.
Hey, I'm Trooper SJP. You can find me at Trooper SJP on the Twitches or at Academic Foxhole on the Twitter. The next place you can find me is Thursday night on my channel where I'll be playing Divinity Original Sin. And then on Friday, you can find me... now I want to sing Suzanne Vega. You can find me... Sorry. That's...
Left of center, off of the strip.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
cool.
exact. Thank you. You can find me hopefully at 1 p.m. Over at Laugh Love Lindy's channel playing Aether's Walkway. And then...
Oh yeah, that too. Check that out.
Yeah,
It's fun.
let's check us out there.
Trooper and I are not siblings. We're ex-fiancés.
Yeah, I faked my death. It was
Almost
awkward.
fiancés.
It was awkward. And I'll be running Cthulhu Confidential on my channel Saturday at 4 p.m., which will have Algernon Bolden, who works for Hairbrain Schemes, works on Battletech, and he'll be one player, one GM, Noir, Cthulhu. So you should come and see me there. And then 5 p.m. on Sunday, I'll be in Into the Southlands, a Southlands campaign over at Kobold Press. And look, so this is what I want to say. I thought I had it worked out, right? So there's your sister. That's pretty amazing. She's probably going to think you're a con man. So you have to, like, break it the right way. But if you can just get her to just not tell your boyfriend anything, then everything will be fine, right? She doesn't tell your boyfriend. Everything's good. But now it turns out, oh yeah, right, he's also her brother. And now it feels like a little unethical to not have her tell. Like,
Did you not think about this before, Trooper?
No, I didn't. I was just like, this is my sister.
I did too.
He doesn't need to know. But now, like, now that you're related, then maybe he needs to know. But that's going to be a real problem because I've not told
Your father was a traveling jeweler, and you're a traveling jeweler, and I'm your
Sure.
half-sister who was taken by witchers as a baby. I
Right.
don't see what the problem here is.
Yeah, okay, but there's gonna be problems. There'll be problems. There will be like that's a connection that there's. Ooh, that's ooh.
You know, when your
oh.
when your boyfriend asks for you know to meet his family again, you just say, "Here, take my blood relation's sister with you," and then I'll break it to him on the journey that, hey, we're also blood siblings.
You know, the problem is I don't really want to get arrested, so
It will be a time, a place, a thing. So much drama.
yes,
But-
Sven Wolf understands that lying to your boyfriend is totally ethical. Unless that your sister is also his sister, and then it stops being ethical. Before then, it's totally fine.
That's my answer.
Oh no.
I would like to say thank you, all my wonderful players. Thank you for agreeing to this. I have had so much fun. So, hi all, you know me. I'm at Deirdre on Twitter, or Prexgorth as Meophorius. You see me around here on Twitch. Hi, welcome to the channel. Fun things that I didn't get to talk about, because I was real hyped and excited, and I've been so excited since we decided to do this, and have been... I built so many things in the couple days. But first of all, we has a YouTube. There is a YouTube. That's where all the VODs will be. You can go, you'll find them there. They're all organized, labeled, fancy things. Also, shout out to the wonderful, the fabulous, the ever helpful Bill of the Forest, who did the design work for the Twitter announcement. Thank you. Thank you, Lindy, for all of your help in setting up all of this wonderful overlay stuff, because you are wonderful and I appreciate you, and it'll be great. We'll see even more stuff. There is also, I feel, and it is important to share with you that you can find me, you will see over kind of above the captions box over on the left-hand side, there's a small donations bar. That's for art. We're trying to get art for this campaign, and actually for an event on Sunday, which Lindy will also be at, for some Romance of the Blue Rose. It will be such a thing. There'll be so much about that, but I'm trying to get art for that, so that's what that is. That's why there's a donations panel, and that's what all of the donations are going to in the near future. But you can also find me Friday over on Wandering DM's channel for some Cyberpunk Red fun, because, you know, my mechanic left behind when we left at the end of season 3. She didn't quite understand what wrestling was, like real wrestling. She doesn't get the fakeness of it. So when she saw a bunch of guys tie up her boyfriend and then his ex tag team partners start to beat the crap out of him, she was like, no, that's not cool. So she may have intervened with a comically large wrench to the face and possibly been arrested. You know, like you do. It's fine. But it's gonna be hype. And then I'll be back here on Sunday. You come join us for the premiere of Romance of the Blue Rose, where Lindy will also be here, where there are also lots of secrets and drama and relationships. But we will see.
Patch.
But no eye patch. No eye patch. Any final words, my friends? Anything from you all that you think?
Is it next Wednesday yet?
Ardzo, help me. Ardzo, you have to help
my
me.
new best friend.
You have to help me. Come on. Come on.
Supply and demand, my friend.
Oh.
And on that, we'll see you next week. Bye.